bottom of the sea. I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking. I'm just fucking.
Here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Looting through the rubble, leaving cities war-torn, still incurring war scorn. Ragged and I'm forlorn, trying to unlock this. Open with my lockpicks, punching with my second hand every time the clock ticks.
There you go.
Okay, hopefully everything will work. Give me a couple of moments because I just want to make sure we're not chipmunking here. That will be all of that. I don't know what this bag is in the background. Oh, that's when I got a bunch of medication. Because I'm crazy. Crazy, sorry. I keep forgetting the camera is over here now instead of its usual place over there. So that's kind of a whole thing in of itself. And you can see how bonkers my hair is. One of the things I'll probably say is at the end that I'm definitely going to do is basically what I was trying to do before this, which is to sort of have a spa day for myself because I have been so frickin'... What just happened? Hang on, let's just do a test. What just happened here? Just making sure everything's... Okay, so it's on my end. Why is this going crazy? I normally have like a there we go, okay. So it's, I think, a little bit behind. Okay, so the microphone actually works. So I am a very happy lock sporter right now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the DCG 201 live stream for all of you who are just tuning in now, even though we're, it's not one of our streams unless we're basically late. But for those of you not in the know, I'm Sidepocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of DCG. Okay, the baby woke up next door. That's nice. Quit, just finish throwing him against the wall. Welcome to being in Jersey City. That's what the 201 stands for. We are a DEF CON group that is located in Jersey City, New Jersey, which is why if you hear sounds of babies crying and it's like, silence, cretins, If you hear children crying or gunshots or police sirens and everything, no, we're currently not broadcasting from Ukraine, although condolences to all of the victims currently going on in the Ukraine and in Russia protesting the current dictatorship that's going on in Russia. But if you hear those sounds, that's why. But to recap, I'm Sidepocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of DCG 201. This is really awkward. We are one of the many DEF CON groups that are located throughout the United States and around the world. Again, the 201 stands for New Jersey. Specifically, we're located in Jersey City, and we're hoping that since we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, yes, this current incarnation of DCG 201, and there's been previous DEF CON New Jerseys in the past, like at least like 3 or 4 of them. We are not only still here, we are the longest version of this. We are long. So congratulations to us. We literally celebrated that this Friday, but what was I getting to with that weird flex? Let's do some hydration here. But yeah, we're one of the many around the world, and we're located in Jersey City, New Jersey, hence 201. And if you want to know more information about us, now, I am going to share the link as usual. However, I just want to note, because we've been meaning to post this on our social media, no, we have not been hacked. We are very much aware that the certificates aren't working, because right now we are updating the certificates, and in fact, we are actually updating a ton of stuff for our website and web portals in general. So in lieu of the website, you can always visit our main blog, which is defcon201.medium.com. We're also located all across social media. I would argue our 2 popular ones are Twitter at DEFCON201NJ, because DEFCON 201 was stolen and not given back. And DEFCON 201 on Instagram, the hostducks.social instance of Mastodon, GitHub, and Minds.com, and all of those. If you want a master list of that, as well as all the spots that you could see us streaming on, I just posted our link tree right there, which pretty much has all of them. We're also going to be redoing that in the next couple of days. You're going to see whole new stuff. I actually want to put out there, before I continue on, that this whole GUI display that you see here, that we made in haste back in 2020 during the pandemic, that this is the last time you're going to see this on any of our live streams. We have a completely new visual interface that makes us look a ton better, and then we're hoping in the next 2 or 3 months we're going to be getting a new camera, a new separate, better microphone that we can put near us, and it looks like there'll be a giant wang near my head at all times, like a giant pickle that can pick up audio, an audio pickle as they call it. So I was trying to get it ready for this episode, but I still need to test run a couple of things. So whether it is Crypto Barons this Saturday at 8 p.m., which is my other show, whether it is the next Master of Unlocking on April 3rd, which I will tell what that episode's going to be at the end of this, because all my stuff has come in the mail. Or we might be doing a special in between then. You will see a new interface the next time you see me and other members live streaming. So, what was I getting to here? We are streaming from multiple different sources, so if you like the stuff that you're going to see today, and I'm going to warn, this is not going to be a super technical stream. You kind of get the vibe of it. I'll detail it once we get into the episode. But if you like what you see, and you also want to get more incent at get.incent.com, which is a cool way to earn legitimate cryptocurrency as you watch our stream, you can like, share, subscribe, or follow completely for free on Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. Those are our 3 main channels. We're also streaming on a bunch of other things, including we finally got our PeerTube working on Diode Zone. Hello, everyone. Diode Zone, we have missed you so much. We're going to be re-uploading a lot of videos, including a thing that we're trying to do in conjunction with our YouTube, so stay tuned for that. Basically, there was a weird issue where every time, we couldn't log in. For some reason, our password didn't work. And then every time we tried to change our password, we would put the new password in, and that one didn't work. And I don't know what it was. We tried default Firefox and Chrome. We turned off all the security on those. We tried so many different things, and it just didn't work. I don't think it's the Diode.Zone people, because they've been really cool and very functional. I literally think, and it might be on our side, but it also could just be, you know, free software. What could you do? I mean, you've been watching, unlike us, the Libre Planet that we've been desperately trying to avoid and has been honestly kind of boring this year. So you well know how free software, hence the free software, it's kind of like the made in China thing, where even people in China make fun of the made in China slogan. It's the same thing with FOSS, you know. But we also, unfortunately, are streaming on Facebook. I don't know if it's fully working or not, but if it is, here's the link that can go directly in the chat for that. And I will add as a quick bonus that I promise we will get into this episode today. Because people have been asking, while we're still trying to figure out our IRC situation, which we'll find out our next meeting in April. I believe that is, let's check the calendar real quick. Our next meeting is going to be on April 15th, so tax day. We do have an open Discord. We normally use it for CTF stuff. We're going to be doing more CTF stuff starting, I believe, next month. If not a little bit later at the end of this month, but we do have a Discord where you can go, and I'm trying to get on the Discord more often so you can all chat with that. So, what is this show? What are we talking about today? Why is there a fat boot on my chest? Why is my hair crazy? What's going on down here? I'm actually, by the way, answer to that is I'm getting rid of this tonight because, you know, I have a lot of friends that are neckbeards, but I don't want to look like one. No offense to that look. Some people could rock that look. I can't and don't. But what is this show? Well, in addition to live streaming parts of our normal meetings, and I know we had a bunch of different issues. Ironically, our 5th anniversary was the first anniversary where everything that could go wrong would go wrong. I'm actually going to get into that right now, Space Wookie. By the way, I love an interactive chat. If you have any questions about the Buddha, the hair, what the fuck we're doing, please let us know in chat, as long as it's not an obvious troll. Otherwise, as I always say, if you're just here to learn, keep lurking and keep learning. Our anniversary, we were partly going to stream that, but that didn't work out. So we're actually going to do a makeup stream this Friday. It's going to be very straightforward. It's very short live stream. It's going to be like an hour and a half long at max. But it's going to have a lot of cool stuff. And then April, everything resumes normal. I know I keep saying, this date will resume to normal. It doesn't resume to normal, but I guarantee we had like all sorts of pipeline issues. We got them all resolved finally this week. Most of that way, this way it is. But anyhow, in addition to our normal meetings, which our next one will be on April 15th, they'll be both in person at a new location that I believe we're going to be testing out. Even though Subculture is still really awesome, we just want to try something new in the meantime. And also partly online. We also occasionally, sometimes we do specials, but we also have recurring shows where we talk about specific things in hacking. And this is one of the 2 shows that I have. My other show is Crypto Barons, where I talk about blockchain, cryptocurrency technologies. That's technologies that will be this upcoming Saturday. But let's focus on this show. This is called, where do I put it? I always forget where it is. The Master of Unlocking. Yay, lurkers! Not to be confused with liquors from Resident Evil. Speaking of that, despite the title, there's actually an official title in some lockpicking circles called the Master status. I am not a master status. I'm not a master ball. I like your logo, by the way. It's those like Japanese tribal tattoos that you think means dragon, but it actually says dipshit or something. I don't know. But if I really like the logo. But I am not considered a master. I know how to pick locks and bypass locks. I like to think that I'm mostly good at it. I'm no lock-picking lawyer. I'm not even a lock noob, okay? But I just like the title because as you saw in the intro, I'm a huge Gamer Dorg and Resident Evil fan. And, I'm like, what should I call this show? Oh, yeah, Jill Valentine's the Master of Unlocking. So that's why I got to do it. Yay, lurkers. Love my lurkers. But what this show is it is a show where, as it kind of implies, we talk about locks and physical security. We talk about how locks and certain physical security functions are made, how they're designed, what flaws we can find in those designs, and then learning how to exploit those designs, such as picking the lock itself, bypassing the actual mechanisms in order to unlock it, cracking passwords if it's digital, things like that. We're all about lock sport and locksmith. If you like lock picking lawyer, too bad you got me. But that's kind of what the show is. If I had it here, which I am going to get in a moment, because I will be picking locks like casually leaning back on the stream, and we'll see how good or not good that goes. Because I'm going to start from super easy Some of them might need to be polished, but super easy all the way up to the stuff that will kill my hands every single time. But that's what this show's about. And, you know, it's not the show's anniversary yet. That will happen in May. But, you know, we've had so many different diverse episodes and stuff. I actually, again, I got all my stuff in the mail finally, because partly we've been sort of dilly-dallying each episode because I have been waiting for crap I ordered in the mail. There were different locks and tools and picks and all sorts of stuff. Yay, Twitch lurkers, love it. And I do have stuff, and I have stuff so much that I will tell you at the end of this episode what the April 3rd episode, aka the next one's going to be. Like, I'll be able to confidently say at the end of each episode for like the next 3 to 5 months what the next episode is, instead of being like, oh, don't know, UPS is crap. And USPS is crap. And FedEx is crap. They're all crap. But I saw a really cool thing that I didn't know about. Otherwise, I would have entered myself in. And you better believe that the next one of these, I'm going to enter it in, and I'm going to campaign like it's the 2024 elections, which I don't even want to think about in the United States. And I'm going to be like, all of you, vote for me now, you assholes. And and that is called the Locky Awards. And they recently streamed. I actually debated on whether to stream a live reaction or not. Unfortunately, we have to do more things to the internet and possibly get a slightly better computer in order to run stuff. And yeah, no, I'm not mad at the people who drive the trucks and stuff. It's just, holy crap, are they crap. And then, like, please hashtag fire DeJoy and all that shit. Don't even get me started with the Amazon vehicles, all right? But what we're going to look at today is the Locky Awards. So we're going to explain kind of what it is. We're going to watch it. You're going to watch me react to it. We're going to react in chat. I'm going to be casually picking and bypassing locks while we watch it. You know, just be a really fun, casual episode for roughly, I want to say an hour, maybe an hour and a half or so. Again, another kind of short episode, but that's because we're really following a runtime to a video. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go over to the presentation page, and we're going to kind of detail a bit what the Locky Awards are and kind of the background of it, and then we're going to start the video. Thankfully, it takes a minute for the video to start because this was a live stream. So while that happens, I'm going to do something that I couldn't get to while I was stuck on the toilet, TMI, hence the 8-minute to watch instead of the normal 3 to 4 minute wait. Oh boy, I'm getting old. I'm going to be 35 next month. And, by the way, if I remember correctly, the actual, let me check. Yeah, so the two Master of Unlocking episodes are going to happen. The second episode is going to happen a week before my birthday, and then the second Crypto Barons will actually happen on my birthday. So that's going to be really fun, by the way. That's just yay. Anyhow, so that's what we're going to do. So again, we're going to recap here. We're going to kind of look up what the Locky Awards are, and then we're going to start the video. While the video's starting, I'm going to bring in all of my lock equipment stuff. I might jump ahead to the juicy parts, and for the next hour or so, we're going to react to this whole live stream that happened a couple of days ago. So that's what we're going to do. Now, even though we're not going to be learning stuff today, per se, I'm not going to be showing you a lockpicking or bypassing technique today. I'm not going to, which is kind of our other episodes of just be like, here's this crazy lock I found, let's figure it out live. Like, this is my first time reacting to this lock, and you get to see me torture myself. There are going to be video demonstrations of how locks work and stuff in what we're watching. So, like every other episode, I'm going to go in and say the usual spiel, so just give me a minute. I swear to God, we'll start this episode. Again, I am a TOOL member. That's TOOL, TOOL with 3 O's, the open organization of lockpickers. In fact, I'll put the URL. Wow, we're getting a lot of viewers all of a sudden in chat. TOOL.us. I am a member, and in fact, voting is coming up now, and there's been a whole thing with that, including my longtime acquaintance, Deviant Olam, who was often at Hackers on Planet Earth, which is a conference that I'm often at, as well as a bunch of other. He's like at every hacker convention. I've been to a lot of them. Not very recently, obviously, due to the pandemic, but that's going to change this year. But, you know, he's stepping down. He's not going to rerun for election for the head of TOOOL this year, so it's just kind of a mainstay. I'll give you a hint. Maybe it's because I'm a little biased because he's one of my mentors, like for real, and a longtime friend. But vote for Night Owl! Vote for him now! You know, wink. So, yeah, you know, I am a member of theirs, but this is not a TOOOL sponsored endorsed stream. However, they have 2 rules in their organization that I'm going to repeat here, even though we're not going to be learning a new technique live or exploring a lock, but just because of the nature of this show, I am going to detail this again. So if just tune out for a minute if you've already heard this and not pay attention to me, okay? Look at me. Look at my eyes. Look right here. See right here? Okay. So here's the 2 rules, right? And actually, I'm going to pull this closer so you can have a bigger view of my face. There we go. Now I'm more expressive. And you can see the reflection of the O-ring in my glasses. 1, do not pick a lock that you rely on. Anything that you see me do or you see in the Locky Awards that we're going to watch, you have no idea that even when I say this rule, how many people immediately, and they've told me this, they want to try these techniques that they've learned, these picking techniques and bypassing techniques on their front door, the locks on their windows, their gym locker, their luggage locker, and it's like, no, please don't do this. Every time you pick or bypass a lock, that lock becomes more susceptible to that technique, so if someone else uses it, it's more likely to work. You will wear out the mechanics in that lock, which means eventually that lock will break sooner than it had later as it was intended. And you will eventually wear out your tools and break them. And my favorite is when you both break the lock and break the tool you were using to pick that lock at the same time. So please, no. Do not use locks that you rely on, okay? The second rule is do not pick locks that you don't own. If you see any of the locks in the Locky Awards or any of the locks that I'm going to be casually picking on the stream and stuff that I'm probably not going to get open once we get to the hard section, for me, at my skill level, that is, and you're walking around and you're like, oh, that's the master lock, blah, 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 blah. I saw them use that, blah, 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 and I found that tool on covertinstruments.com, as Lockpicking Lawyer likes to show because it's his company, and I'm going to, don't, no matter how crappy that lock is on that 7-Eleven, there's a reason why they put that lock there, and that's not a lock that you own, nor it's on a property that you own, so you're also trespassing and breaking a lot of laws. The reason I say these 2 things is, 1, it helps you, B, it saves my ass, it just makes everything kosher. So again, do not pick, as the new instant reward pops up, do not pick locks that you rely on, and do not pick locks that you don't own. All the locks, like the locks you're going to see me casually pick, as well as the locks you're going to see in the Locky Awards videos, are all locks that those people who pick them personally own, right? And they don't rely on them. They're literally just there for the person who owns them to learn lockpicking. And in my case, when I go to our own DCG 201 meetings, TOOOL meetings, when they kick back up conventions like MagFest and Hackers on Planet Earth and DEF CON and etc., all the locks that I have in my kit and that you'll see in these videos, we usually give out to the public, and they have permission, they have consent to pick those because we don't rely on them and we own them, so we're allowed to give that out. What if the lock is abandoned Russian equipment? Okay, so I'll go on a little detour and kind of point this out. So you probably have heard that since Russia actually wants to have this, I'm going to be brutally honest, since they want land and buildings to actually rule, because to be honest, they could literally level the place without using nukes, but that would kill all of their soldiers stationed there, as well as all the soldiers and civilians there, and that would immediately send every single country, NATO or not, war against Russia, and we have World War III with the nuclear war, where anyone that survives are going to be fighting those Terminators on top of human skulls. So they're only using like 1/20th of their power, thank God. And they originally thought that the Ukraine war would be like an 8-hour war, kind of like the way the Iraq war was for the United States, although that was its own problems. It wasn't. The Ukrainians are really fighting back, and they're also really winning the OPSEC war here. So they only provided enough fuel for roughly like 24 to 48 hours for their vehicles. So when the war went on beyond 48 hours, a lot of these vehicles ran out of fuel, and of course the soldiers are ditching them, running back to HQ on the Russian and Belarus sides, or any place that they've captured, in order to refuel and bring out more vehicles. I'm not an expert on this, but it's kind of the same way of like, should you, take another person's life? No. Even in self-defense, morally gray area, but that hugely affects a person's psyche. However, in this case, this is an act of war, and there are multiple combatants going after everyone. So I would say if it is abandoned Russian equipment, provided that it's abandoned, if you're a civilian, that's up to you. If you're part of the Ukraine army or an ally or NATO or a mercenary hired by the Ukrainian government or whatever, that will be up to the orders of your superiors. So again, I'm not an expert in this because I don't do locks for warfare, although that, now that you've said that, now that I've said that out loud, that could be an interesting future subject, is looking at, you know, U.S. military locks being used by different militaries around the world, and like what is sort of, because I actually don't know the rules of like what they use for locks. I know that the United States uses the American Lock Company, which is a subdivision of Master Lock. And I'm not going to get into the 8 million time of why Master Lock bought American Lock, but they usually use modified versions of those, kind of like how most commercial locks they get from Master Locks are basically civilian Master Locks that just have the commercial logo slapped on them. So kind of like that. Although the United States does have unique locks, United States military does have some unique locks and interesting specifications. I just don't know exactly what they are. That could be a future episode. But I just want to answer the question for Binary Badger in chat. But anyhow, so let's get to this. We're gonna quickly look up what the Locky Awards are. As the live stream loads, I'm gonna go get, and you'll hear it because it's huge and jingles around, the giant lock cakes and some of the locks floating around here. And you're gonna watch me pick some locks. We're gonna listen and watch this. I might pause the video a couple of times to react to, you know, certain things that happened during the live stream. This is the first time I'm ever doing this. I have not seen the full video. I've only seen the short opening. That's how I know it's going to take a minute to load. So without further ado, let's go to the other screen to watch. We don't really have any elbow room here, so let me move everything over here. All right, so for some reason I forgot to turn on the browser. Let's see. Should be only one browser open. There we are. So as I said before, let's get rid of this while I'm thinking about it. Unfortunately, died. Brain dead. Our the DCG 201 website, you'll probably encounter a certificate fail, which will prevent you from going to the website like it should when there is a failure in certificate, because we take our security really seriously. We are not compromised or hacked. It's just that we're doing a ton of updates behind the scenes. And of course that broke all of our certificates, which we are currently rebuilding right now. But I just, you know, this is kind of the landing page on the blog. This is our meeting. I'm going to swap that out with something else. We should actually have the April meeting details sometime between this upcoming Friday and Sunday, so keep your eye out for that. I know the past couple of times we've announced the meeting details, but it seems like an hour before we do the meeting. That ends there. That was to do all the pipeline issues starting in January. We are going to do everything proper and early in advance from here on out. And of course, we have this sort of pin thing, which I will actually post in chat again, which is a whole guide on what the Ukrainian crisis is. Let me actually put, oh boy. I hate how they do URLs for this thing. There we go. Got that right. Okay. DCG 201. That's a direct link to that guide that we made that explains what the Ukrainian crisis is, and all the ways you can help, and a little bonus section showing, and I do need to update it, on what hackers have been doing in order to help for research purposes, I might add. So what we're looking at here is the Locky Awards. I did not know this existed. I literally found this out, I think, in the beginning of March, if I remember correctly, that this whole thing exists. I had no idea. Like, I knew about the Lockpicker United charity fundraiser that happens every year, and I think they're actually going to do, why the hell is this on here? They're actually going to do a second one shortly. But I had no idea that there was an actual award show for Lock Sport. That took me by surprise. You can nominate and vote your favorite Lock Sport videos and creators. So this is like think of it like TwitchCon, except instead of like a convention with a bunch of yuppies, As it says here, the Locky Awards is a rewards program for the Lock Sport community. The awards are primarily focused on YouTube videos with sub exceptions. If you want to support the Locky Awards, you can donate yourself to be a sponsor, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea. Maybe there was no sponsors this year. I have no idea. I think he mentioned sponsors in the videos, but we'll see. So all the way back in January, where I was completely oblivious by this, the nominations began. And then at the end of the month, they ended. So next year, when I find out, whether it's in January or December or whenever they're doing nominations, I am going to nominate us, the Master of Unlocking, Sidepocket with the Master of Unlocking, and I'm going to have all of you during that next month period, that was from February 1st to February 28th, the whole month this year, to vote for me to get in there, to at least get, I want first place. That would be amazing. Whatever category, maybe like worst lockpick streamer, I don't know, or maybe the only lockpick streamer on Twitch. I have no idea. But I want you to vote for me. I'm going to do the whole, you vote for me. I'm not a crook. And we need to win something. I want Master of Unlocking to win a Locky Awards next year. That's already one of my 2023 goals for DCG 201 is we're going to nominate my show, The Master of Unlocking, and all of you folks out there are going to vote for it, and we're going to win something. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's the saltiest lockpicker for not winning award, or the lockpicker with the most broken tools, or the lockpicker with the biggest unruly bird's nest of an afro. I want to win something for this show. Even if they just mention us like as a nomination, I will be happy. But if we win anything, I will literally do a follow-up episode where I will have like, I think there's no physical awards this year or whatever, but I'll make one. If not, maybe we can like craft one, and then I'll have like a fake red carpet ceremony and thank everyone for winning awards for the show. I can promise you that if I win next year. But forget about next year. Let's focus on this year. So on March 12th, so like I said, like about a week ago, they live streamed it. Unfortunately, due to the timing, it was at 10 a.m. in the morning. I already had something to do on March 12th that was really huge. So that's where all that happened. What's fascinating about this, so a bit background about the Locky Awards from when I found out. It's run by an amazing organization called the Lock Sportscast. I also didn't know that this existed, and I listened to a bunch of back episodes, and I freaking loved it. And now I'm going to basically watch every single episode going on in the future as I go through my backlog. So this is the Lock Sportscast. And it's literally a podcast in video form. And I think they also have it in normal like MP3 old podcast form about lockpicking and lock sport. So let me just adjust our logo here. There we go. So I think that's really freaking cool. So it says most likely survive zombie apocalypse. I could. I've been actually told that. I've been actually told that all the way back in high school. That everyone's like, if a zombie apocalypse happens, go to Sidepocket's house. Obviously, they use my legal name because they'd be like, what the fuck is a Sidepocket? But I've been told that. I actually had a friend that sent me a meme that was like, this is totally you. And it was like me prepping for the zombie apocalypse, and it was a picture of an AK-47 in a giant Ziploc bag hung over the shower head. And I'm like, yeah, that's, like, I'm not a crazy prepper or anything, but yeah, that's basically me right there. That's basically it. So, yeah, that could be a category. Like, I don't know what the categories are. We're going to find out watching the videos. But, again, next year, we're submitting Master of Unlocking. And if I win anything because of you all's votes, and I just said you all like I'm from the Midwest, but in reality, I live next to New York. It's so weird talking to someone who has like a normal American East Coast accent, and then they say y'all, and I'm like, the fuck? And I find out that they were originally from like buttfuck Alabama or something. It's pretty crazy. Yes, for all those hard to reach places, you know, as you can see, NYPD. I'm convinced their entire language is gone. You know, that's why they shoot everybody. You know, they've also look up how much the NYPD has accidentally shot themselves, and you'll be like surprised. And it's like, here's where all of your tax money goes to. But anyhow, back on topic. Yeah, this is I just posted in chat the Lock Sportscast. It's a podcast. They have summon videos, and then they also have normal form audio podcasts about stuff in the Lock Sport community. And by the way, I'm going to say this for the people who run the Lock Sportscast, and we're going to get to that in a second. I would love to be on an episode of this. Okay? I am not a famous person by any stretch. Like, you know, there's so many amazing, talented lock sporters out there that I personally admire and If you follow, you know, there's Night Owl, one of my mentors, Dark Arts Lockpicking, Fish Picks, Killabaroo, and Lambda 2 are two amazing lockcraft workers. You know, there's so many lockpicking, the Helpful Lockpicker, the Lockpicking Coal Miner, the Lockpicking Dev, the Patrolman Lockpicker, Fish Picks, Rook Knight, Captain Hook, even though I don't think he ever live streams. There's just so many Fish Picks, if I haven't said that yet. Of course, it used to be a trilogy, but, you know, Bozzy and Bill R.I.P., not that he's dead, but he retired his channel, but you can still look at all of his old videos. But, you know, then there's, like, the gods, like, you know, Devin Olam, the lockpicking lawyer, and Lock Noob. I'm not those. Hi, SCJ. Just getting into it before we broadcast the episode. It's going to be, like, about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And so, yeah, like, I'm not that, but, like, you know, if they need content and they don't know what to do, they could just give my ugly ass a chance. So, the lockpicking layers. Layers of lockpicking. So, yeah, like, I would love to be on an episode of this, but these are the people that run the Locky Awards. So they have an amazing podcast. And the person who, in particular, did both the Locky Awards and the Lock Sportscast is who has two thumbs and picks locks and does the Locky Awards. This guy. This is Charles Current. He has multiple stuff, and I had to narrow it down. So besides the Lock Sportscast, he also has this main channel, which is called Charles Builds Crap. He has some of the videos they last updated about a month ago is Raspberry Pi Safecracker, which I would love to build. He does a lot of stuff on safe cracking and building and refurbishing like flux capacitor units, and you know, I'm pretty sure eventually he's going to make a DeLorean and time travel and accidentally call someone chicken. So yeah, this is the guy's personal channel. Check that out. But yeah, so he's the person, and we're going to go backwards, who built the Lock Sportscast, which is a cool podcast about locks, and then X amount of time ago, on a word to me, they made a lockpicking award show, a lockpicking award show called the Locky Awards. And lastly, before we get into the video and I drag everything in and we react to all of this, if you want to support the Lock Sportscast and the Locky Awards, they do have a Patreon. I'll be posting that in chat just in case someone wants to throw a dollar or a billion. I'm going to actually look into signing up for their Patreon myself. I know Patreon because we feel that way, but you know, if other people, if that's what they're using, then that's what we're going to kind of show. So this is kind of the way, because this is a big thing in the Lock Sport community. That's like the unwritten third rule from that spiel earlier, and I love it, which is the third unwritten rule that should be a written rule is give back to the lock community always. Like, you know, whether it's teaching other people how to pick locks, doing videos, writing stuff, doing diagrams, attending conventions, whatever, you know, to the best of your ability, whatever that may be, and be creative, because we love creativity in this field, in this hobby. Always give back, and so this is a direct monetary way to give back to this awesome sort of rewards program. So with that being said, I'm going to load the Locky Awards video, and while it starts to load up, I'm going to bring in all the rest of my lock stuff that I couldn't bring in beforehand. I'm going to quickly check some messages on my phone. If I see anything in chat, I'll answer. Otherwise, we can lurk and watch this together. Multiple times during the video, I'm probably going to pause the video or mute it while boring stuff's going on and, you know, share my 2 cents. I'll interact with you all in chat, and then at the end, we're going to sign off. If you're on Twitch, we're going to go raid someone else's channel, whoever that might be, because we always make it up right at the end, and I'm going to let you know when the next Master of Unlocking episode is, and I can tell you directly what we're going to be doing that next episode, because it's something I've been wanting to do ever since the show started, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait to show you all the other stuff we're going to be doing in 2022 going into 2023, which I'm keeping secret because I'm going to let you know episode by episode. Unless it's super hyped, then I'll let you know earlier, including things like broadcasting from conventions such as Hackers on Planet Earth, DEF CON 30, and such. Unfortunately, obviously, we didn't go to ShmooCon, but we plan on doing a lot of conventions in the summer and this holiday season, so that's going to be neat. So let's load up this year's Locky Awards. It's going to take a minute for it to kick in because of the nature of how they live streamed it. And I'm going to go bring in the other lock stuff. We'll adjust some lights. I'll answer some questions. And let's put this show pony on the road here. Be right back.
About 7.
There we
On
go.
stream
Sorry
now?
about that. For some reason, I forgot to turn on the bit
All right.
there. But you haven't
Well-
missed much.
We'll get things kind of started here. Let me pull up my notes.
So yeah, it takes a while for him to get started. So we're all good still.
So welcome to the 2021 Locky Awards
Woo!
program. This is where we actually reveal the winners that all of you voted on. A couple of quick announcements. I mentioned it on the Lock Sportscast, but I now have a suggestions page on the Locky Awards website. Throughout the year, you can go in there,
the award for boringest
enter in
person.
videos or things that you want to suggest people might want to nominate later in the year. It's not a nomination in itself. It's just a suggestion of videos that might be worthy of nominating when the nomination period opens. Welcome, Ranger.
We should do a shot every time.
So
he says
hopefully we
nominated.
can capture some of those
We would be so drunk.
videos and stuff that happened earlier in the year that people tend to forget about by the time the end of the year rolls around. That came from feedback from a lot of you about the fact that all the nominations happened at the end of the year and some videos and things people did got missed. So,
Like mine.
and you can do that as many times. You should be able to do that as many times as you want during the year. Don't abuse it, but you should be able to go in and suggest whenever you see something, just pop in, suggest it. It'll save it for me, and I can make a page before the nomination period starts. I can put up a page that has all those so people can review them and decide if they're worthy of nominating at that point. So what do we got here? I don't know much about how the Twitch part works there. I don't know if you can sub. I don't think the channel's big enough for much of anything over there.
I love
just serves as a second place to get the stream out.
Like a modified, I really want to say, American Lock.
A quick note about sponsorships
on his mic.
So originally I had planned on taking some sponsorships during the year to help cover the costs of trophies and shipping. But because of the state of the world and the fact that shipping was getting ridiculously expensive in some places and unpredictable, and difficulty in figuring out the trophy situation too, there are no trophies this year. I still haven't finalized the graphic that I want to let everybody use, but I plan to get a graphic out that says Locky Awards 2020.
I get it too. I'm also incredibly broke, so you're good. I mean, that's why it took forever for things to get in the mail, just to cover shipping costs. Especially with tariffs going on between different countries, because, you know, we can never have nice things.
One winner, to the winners that will have the logo and that on there, and they'll be able to use that as they see fit. And that will be all that will be out this year. And as part of that, I did not accept sponsorships, monetary sponsorships this year. The last thing I want to do is take money from a bunch of people, say, okay, this is for trophies, and then not be able to do the trophy thing. And I don't want to take money for something I can't actually do. I don't want to.
So basically, you're better than 98% of the video game industry. Great job, as someone who used to work in that industry.
Abuse the community that way. So I just bagged the whole thing. Just running the live stream like this really doesn't cost me anything, so no need for any monetary sponsorships or anything like that this year. I hope to get things back on track next year. Hey, Dana, welcome.
By the way, throughout this, he's going to be addressing the chat that he had on this live stream. So if he's like, hi, Dana, or hi, Susan, or hi, Asslicker, and you're like, who the fuck is Asslicker? They're not in this chat. He's talking about his actual live stream chat when this live streamed on March 13th, not the current chat. But if you do have any questions or want to shout something out, please do so, because I like interaction, and a lot of times that helps me concentrate less on these locks, and then they magically open.
But a big part of what makes this possible are the people that sponsor the Lock Sportscast, my podcast. So I just want to say thank you to them right now. And I did have a donation on PayPal just yesterday from, I don't know if they want to be public or not. I'll just say the first name, David, thank you for your generous donation. You will be thanked also on the Lock Sportscast. Other supporters for this program. The PayPal donors, the Patreon subscribers, we have Panda Frog, Michael Gilchrist, Starry Lock, William Sprain, Dave B. Deciphered, Lebon's Locksport Journey, Pat from Uncensored Tactical, Three Raccoons and a Coat, Sherelle, Dr. Hogmaster, Clayton Howard, aka Cool Tune, Mog, John Lock, Rat Yoke, Mr. Picker, Cranky Lock Picker, JHP Picking, and Bare Bones Lock Picking. So thank you to all.
Some of the names I recognize from those is Bare Bones, Cranky Lock Picker, I'm forgetting one right now, Uncensored Tactical, which has hilarious but really informative out-of-the-box videos on how to do not just lockpicking, but bypassing in a very, like, I'm getting shot at type of way. And John Lock that was a YouTuber I forgot. Currently I'm following his YouTube, and, like, he's one of those YouTuber lock sporters where he has, like, truly such amazing videos, and I don't know why he has, like, more views than I do, but, like he should be getting lockpicking lawyer views. Let's just be honest here. Like, people know who John Lock is, but, like, you know, I feel like his social media stuff should get a lot more attention than it currently has. So go look up John Lock on YouTube. Very cool stuff.
Of them for their continued support. They make the podcast and this awards program possible this year. And before we get into the awards program, I just wanted to say, so thank you to the TOOOL board members that have served and are not running for re-election this year. We appreciate all of you. Jimmy Longs has been a big help on Lock Sportscast, and according to a blog post Deviant put out, he's not running for re-election this year, so it ends a, I believe, 14-year run serving on the board of TOOOL. So there'll be more about that in the Lock Sportscast podcast, but thank you to you guys for all of your hard work over there.
I think I'm going to relube this one. Hang on.
All right, so I think we've probably got people in that are coming in for now. And let me get my notes up here and we will try to get things started. Hey, John Locke. Good to see you. All right. My mouth is a little dry. I'm not used to this live streaming stuff. I do everything pre-recorded normally. Jamie, good to see you. And Artichoke, glad you can make it. I know you had several videos nominated there, so we'll get to find out if you won. So why don't we get rolling here? So 2021 Locky Awards, everyone that was eligible for things that happened in the year of 2021. I know some people get confused because it's 2022 and I'm running the 2021 Locky Awards, but it's 2021 that is the beginning and end of the videos and things that people are able to be nominated for this particular program. And right now, anything that people are doing is for the 2022 program. So, yeah, just a little explanation there. I'm losing track here. In case you can't tell, I'm a little nervous doing this live.
We have something in common.
Always Picks, welcome.
Master of Unlocking.
How do you pronounce that? You cough. Welcome. Anyway, so we had several categories. If you aren't already familiar, or if you haven't nominated or voted yet, we had categories for videos for best editing, best audio, best lighting, best visual aids and effects, most informative video, most creative video, funniest video, the most impressive pick, best out of package pick, most impressive gutting disaster, most creative challenge, most creative giveaway, the best challenge lock, the best custom made pick, the most supportive commenter, the Community Spirit Award, and then there's one extra special category this year called the Lock Sportscast Award that I created. It's a way for me to try to give recognition to somebody who isn't already being nominated or awarded something in the other categories. So it's something I pick after all the nominating and voting has taken place, and may or may not be somebody in the normal Lock Sport community, just something I think deserves some extra attention, and I have chosen that person for this year, so that will be at the end of the awards program. So, like I said, not a lot of fancy.
So I will say that in those categories, I would definitely lose the first third of them, like best lighting, best editing. You've seen this shit show. I wouldn't be able to win those. I definitely think some of those other categories next year for Master of Unlocking could be doable. Yes! The dad I'd like to pick is here. Yes! Welcome, Dark Arts. We were just talking about you as one of like the cool, channels of so many different Lock Sporters. And I still need a Dalp shirt one day. So back to what I was saying, I could probably win some of those later categories, and I definitely know, especially knowing what I'm going to be doing for the rest of 2023 and possibly early 2020. The rest of 2022. Oh God, I'm turning 35 next month. I already have no idea what time is. Back in my day, but no, we whatchamacallit, I brain dead because I just lubed up this lock because it was a little gummy, not to be confused with the red burp that goes wait. But that knowing all the stuff that I'm doing for the rest of 2022 on Master of Unlocking, as well as like possibly stuff early in 2023, I can guarantee that a category that I could easily fucking steal next year for the Locky Awards, the Locky Awards 2022, is Worst Gutting Disaster. Like, I can't wait to see the videos for Worst Gutting Disaster because I have an odd feeling that I'm going to be like, that we've done episodes where you see the gutting disaster just, and it like, screw lodges into my eyeball and stuff like that. So I definitely think I could possibly win that one. Some of those later ones we'll have to see. Especially since some of the future episodes I will be making custom lock picks. Those early ones with the audio and video quality and editing, forget that. We're never going to win that. Yay, friends in chat. You can, by the way, also talk amongst yourselves. Some of the best episodes are me teaching stuff and trying to do things. And then you folks out there like sharing cool tidbits about locks and talking about how insane I am, and I'm not even chatting with you guys, just pointing that out there. But let's get the show on this road, and hopefully the lube has synced well. The Houdini lube has synced well enough into this this Master Lock 140 that I can usually pick really easy. And I'm basically in the next week I'm getting a new set of 140s. They're gonna have a different look to them, but it's the same lock, and a new 4-pack of Master Lock number 3s. Not only because I need more of them, but these are really starting to wear out. I got these like 2 years ago, so and they've been constantly picked on and snorted into and thrown over walls and crap like that. So anyhow, let's get back to the awards. Because that's what you're all here for. You're not here for my boring voice and weird beard. Gonna be stripping on camera. We are in, I believe, September. Are going to do one last, and it'll be the first. So we did one in person, and then we did one that was exclusively online. We're going to be doing our first ever hybrid, but third time theming of a hacking sex DCG 201 meeting. So for that one, considering we plan on getting our chatterbait back just for that episode, you're going to have to wait a bit, but maybe, especially if you donate enough for that. I mean, I don't really have the blank lockpicker, but I haven't seen anyone do the sexy lockpicker or the naked lockpicker. Actually, if you think about it, Real Sexy Cyborg, because she's done a couple of lockpicking videos, might be qualified for the sexy lockpicker. Or lockpicking lawyer if he ever wore that bikini outfit that fans sent him. Along with that bottle of liquor. But I digress. Definitely, I've never seen the naked lockpicker. Kind of like how we have the naked cowboy out in Times Square. Maybe I should do that in Times Square in the summer, is be naked and teach people lockpicking. But So this is the last comment I'm going to read because I just want to get back into this, and then I'll read while we watch. Can't have enough lube. I use it on all my jobs, even though lock doesn't need it. Yes. I try to very occasionally lube up my locks. I still have the 3-in-1 generic brand Lock Dry Lube. And the one I've been meaning to get, thanks to some of the lock smiths that I worked with at MagFest, is apparently Asa Owlboy sells their own lube. And basically there's a running joke of buying that lube and taking a piece of tape and taping it over in such a way that it reads ass lube, and just confusing everyone who's both a muggle and a lock sporting community person. So anyhow, let's get back to the Locky Awards, because otherwise this episode will be 8,000 years long.
Stuff here looks like most people are in, so we are going to go right to the first category, which was best editing. And I'll play a little video here that has clips. The basic format is I'm going to announce the category. I'll play a short video that has roughly 30-second clips, plus or minus a little bit, of each of the nominees, along with their name and the title of the video, if it was a video thing that they were nominated for. And then we will announce the winner. So the first category is best editing, and hopefully everything works here. Artichoke 2000, the theory of picking gin spool drivers.
This lock is the acid twist.
Now I will say, call me a pleb, I did not hear of Artichoke 2000 until the Locky Awards, because this is all I have seen so far. Everything else will just be my raw reaction. But I've never heard of Artichoke 2000, believe it or not, before this video. And that's one of the cool things about this, is that it introduced me to kind of like how I want to do eventually another follow-up to the Lock Sport community episode. Just featuring people, a lot of amazing, talented people from around the world that I haven't recognized. Because despite the Lock Sport community being a small community, it's kind of like New Jersey, where despite it being a small state, there's a ton of people in it, if that makes any sense. So you're just meeting people you haven't heard about all the time, and new people are coming in and are growing. So I definitely, I've already checked a couple of things that Artichoke 2000 has already done, but I'm definitely going to absorb more of their content, and it's, again, pretty fascinating stuff, especially how I believe from some of the videos I've seen from Artichoke, they really go into like diagrams and stuff, which is something that a lot of people, including us, don't really get to do. So without further ado, let's continue to watch.
In 6000, a portion of the Bible and plug have been removed to give us an anterior oblique cross-section of the countermilling. This will allow us to better understand and study the association and interaction of the gin driver with its complementary countermilling. So how do you pick the gin spool driver? Let's take a closer look.
Artichoke 2000, M-Heart high security picked and deconstructed.
The M-Heart is a high-security 6-pin tumbler lock which was initially patented in 1978 by Leo Raskevicius, and then modified with a secondary patent by Walter Serco Jr. Its key pins must be both lifted and rotated for the lock to open. This is accomplished by a key pin with a V-shaped bottom known as a chisel point. The chisel point of the key pins interact with angled cuts in the key, causing it to rotate to one of two rotational positions, 20 degrees and negative 20 degrees.
Fish picks, how to restore and pick a 6-lever lock.
Given this knowledge,
I just want to take time out in this video to say that I love Fish Picks videos. First of all, I'm convinced that every single lock sporter with a British accent is like a god tier level person. Like between Lock Noob and Fish Picks, I don't know what it is about all the British lock pickers. Maybe they hate the Queen, I don't know. But like, they just have really good video, and they're very good at like visualizing and teaching. And the video that's helped me a lot, and even though I'm going to try this lock later on in the video probably, and I'm still not probably going to open it, but it's helped me a lot, and I'm actually going to get another thing that will help me with that. Is FishPick has particularly an amazing video about how to pick open Master Lock 1100s. I still struggle with those, and his tips and suggestions, because he struggled with it and then made a video about what methods he did to learn to overcome those issues, was just, you know, to use a very British saying, were absolutely brilliant. So if you ever check out FishPick's channel, FishPicks, and particularly if you had trouble with Master Locks 1100s like I had, or you're interested in seeing new techniques for a lock that you're used to, highly recommend his, you know, how I learned how to pick American locks video. Just absolutely fantastic.
I first got hold of some copper-coated steel wire that I found in my school's design and technology workshop, and I bent them into a simple frame before using some heat-moldable plastic granules to fashion a thumb and finger grip. I made a couple of these, flattening the tips using a hammer and an anvil, and then adjusting the length to fit the keyway using a mini lathe. The problem was, I had no idea whether I was effectively working on the levers, nor how much tension would be needed to cause them to release.
By the way, I just want to point out a fun thing about FishPicks. Out of all the British lock sporters, if his video comes up again, I want you to listen to this and let me know, chat, if you think the way I do. Doesn't he sound like someone who would narrate a Winnie the Pooh story? He has like the perfect, not just having a British voice, because, you know, there's a lot of different British accents. He has literally the perfect tone and pitch and sound of his variation of the British accent, where he just sounds like his day job is he narrates Winnie the Pooh videos. Like, he just has that voice. Like, that's not me making fun of his voice. Like, that's what I immediately think of when I hear his voice. It's so soothing and relaxing and comforting, and it's a very inviting thing. It's like you want to know more instead of like the scratchy voice that I have. But just want to put that out there that if his videos come up again, listen and let me know in chat if you agree that FishPicks does sound like someone who would totally voice Winnie the Pooh episodes.
Lock Noob, my 1000th video.
Speaking of awesome British people.
Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and I was just checking Social Blade, and I saw that I was up to 999 videos, which means that this video here is my 1000th video. And I just thought, by way of partial celebration, I'll have a little cringy look at some of my older videos, have a look at what my most popular videos are in terms of views, and then my top 10 favourite videos that I think are my personal favourites that I've done over the years.
We're probably going to do something similar, maybe for the 50th video, but definitely if we get to 100 videos, I'm probably going to... Videos, if I can pronounce properly, I'm probably going to do a similar video to this, just to let you all know.
Right, let's crack on.
Lockpickers United, do not duplicate Picks and Guts, the
Bylox.
Just want to mention real quick about Lockpickers United. I'm trying to get all of me stopping the videos out of the way. One of the future episodes, it's either going to happen late April or late May. So it's more likely to happen in May, but it might squeak into April. I'm going to actually do an entire video about Lockpickers United, particularly about their belt system. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to do that episode. But let's watch this. Let's me stop interrupting this amazing live stream. So because we have like an hour left in this, so let's get on the road.
Famously made here in Australia by the creatively named Australian Lock Company, and loads of locksmiths here will sell them if you ask nice. They're sold as very high security locks, and they are, but for our federal government their marketing won't do. Without the boring details, the Australian Lock Company produces an exclusive range of bylocks which meet Australian government standards for pick resistance and resistance to destructive attacks.
And hopefully everybody was able to hear the audio on the videos correctly. It worked in my test, but I'm hoping everything is still working. So, those were the nominees. And the winner is Artichoke 2000, The Theory of Picking Gin Spool Drivers, Gin Series Part 1. Congratulations, Artichoke. You are the first Locky Award winner for this year. Welcome, tell the people that just showed up here. We've got...
Wish 12 people would show up for mine.
P.
Like 12 additional
Probably
people.
pronouncing
You
that
folks
wrong.
are awesome, though.
Paracentric, welcome. Joe Picks. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Picksmith. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Fish made some great videos. Hasn't been active in a little while, so hopefully everything's okay. Haven't heard anything specifically. Welcome, Texas Fire.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and then I'll read the comment, there's kind of a precedent to that. I believe he's made this public already, but the amazing person who runs Lock Camp a couple of months ago, and I think I may have mentioned this on air. I probably put the Patreon link if I did. His wife developed cancer, and she was fighting it really well. And the Patreon went really well and stuff, and unfortunately a short while ago she passed away. And I'm actually shocked that the guy who runs Lock Camp, which is this amazing sort of camp convention for locks out in Texas every year, I plan on going this year because I also have relatives in Texas. He's still going, he's still making content, and you know, I was doing something completely different when my mom passed away, and like, so I cannot imagine, like, the dude's super strong to be able to go through like one of the most traumatic things that could happen in your life like that and still make stuff. So, you know, I just wanted to let you know that's why when we don't hear from Lock Sporters for a while, unlike hackers where it's kind of a joke, there is a precedent for like, are they okay? Like, we're not trying to be snoops. It's just we've had stuff like that before, and also to kind of shout out there to the person that runs Lock Camp, my and DCG21's condolences, like we said on his post for his wife's passing, R.I.P. Someone said, bouncing your tensions on the 1100 is the best trick for defeating them. After each click, I push a little harder on the wrench for a second to see if the core will turn. Yes, that's one of the things, too, is I had to get used to, which is why I've been able to pick, we did this on air, where I did this somewhere near my ass, where this folk, too. That's why I was able to pick open this American Lock Series 5200, not to be confused with the Atari 5200, and I've been able to pick other more high security locks because now I'm sort of used to its crazy spring tension. There's a couple of other factors that always screw me over with the American Lock 1100s and 900 series and Series 20, which is, this is the particular one that hates me, but yeah, that's kind of that too. Yeah, Coop. I don't know why I can never remember his name, but yeah, R.I.P. to his wife, and that's why I wanted to pause it, because when he's asked if Fish Picks is okay, because he hasn't been posting content in a while, that's not a joke. There's a reason for that, you know. I like to think that the reason why a lot of Lock Sporters seem to be like happy, jolly people is because off camera, and if you know us in person, we kind of live very crazy, traumatic, sad lives. So it's not because we're into Lock Sport, just, you know, we're out here living life. A lot of us are older, and we're either going through college or we're working blue-collar jobs. Some of them aren't even related to our hobby, and, you know, some of them are related to our hobby, and that's our actual job, and it drives us crazy, especially during the pandemic and things like that. And that's why I think we have to have a stronger sense. We always have, like, a strong sense of community, and it's just been really interesting and awesome to see that grow and evolve over the very few years that I've been involved. It's going to be, like, 5 or 6 years now.
So, the next category is Best Audio. Let me cue those videos up.
I will never win that category.
And here we go.
Even when I get the good mic and stuff,
Artichoke
I will
2000,
never win that
High
category.
Security Picked and Deconstructed.
Set pins will give a distinctive click sound as the pick is quickly flicked across them. There is also a distinctive tactile feedback which is difficult to describe, but feels like looseness when the pin is flicked. Bound, unset pins do not produce the sound and feel firm when flicked.
ASMR. I will say that now that I have the camera's alternate recording mode, microphone, I'm using the camera's microphone, and there's 2 modes. The one where I sounded like I was underwater in a tin can for the past couple episodes was the coax mode. I'm now using the direct USB mode, and that's why you're in the future you'll be able to hear the pins set and click and tap and everything like we used to. When I get the separate better mic, it'll be configured similarly. Yeah, his day job. See, I'm the one who's convinced that he is the stripper. Just, either that or he's narrating Winnie the Pooh episodes. It's one of those 2 things. But yeah, and okay, it is like family. The reason I don't say that term is because I know too many bros in my life that love Fast and Furious, so when I hear like that, this is like family or we are family, I just hear Vin Diesel being like family, all the time. And that terrible meme. So let's get. Oh, Gravity Karma. This is a person who I wish would get more attention. Really cool stuff if you haven't seen their shit. We're gonna, I'm gonna be very silent for the next 20 or 30 minutes because we're just gonna plow through a lot of this live stream because we still have a bunch to go. I plan on ending this around 11. So there we go.
Gravity Karma, nominated for 484 Pick and Gut for LPU.
This is Gravity Karma for LPU. Welcome to our blooper reel. Lockpicking so often shows only the great
that's
successes.
the wrong video.
This video aims to change that and remind us, one and all, we are all...
Another thing that I've also heard about this award show is that there was a couple of hilarious loading the wrong video errors. So again, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that has to deal with this bullshit. So, yay.
Human, and we all make mistakes. Enjoy our mistakes. Enjoy your own.
That's my mistake.
And have fun picking.
How did I do that? Lockpickers United LPU disaster reel should have been that one.
Now I say pins.
This is the 484 Pick and Gut.
Let's talk about that as we go. Custom tension there. Look, it's a bit of 1.6mm wire ground to fit, just to sit in there nicely. So with a bit of tension on and starting to pick, we can talk about the fact that actually these levers,
I actually
these
think
pins,
this one's kind of broken. I'm going to go to
the pins rather are actually levers that with a kind of a ball bearing on the top of them. But I call them pins because they pick. The whole thing picks like a pin tumbler lock.
Well, that was the first mistake for this round. I'm sure there'll probably be more. I really did have to rush doing this with my busy work schedule. I only logged 74 hours last week, so. So those were the nominees. Again, it was Artichoke 2000 for the M Heart High Security Picked and Deconstructed. Joe Picks for, Gravity Karma, sorry, for 484 Pick and Gut for LPU, and Lockpickers United, the LPU disaster reel. Those 2 videos were flipped. So,
no matter
were the
Luke
right
can
videos
save that
at least.
one. It's...
The winner for Best Audio is again going to be Artichoke 2000 for the M Heart High Security Picked and Deconstructed.
Artichoke has rigged the awards.
Roll again
he
this
wins all
year.
the awards.
But he does make very, very high quality videos, so very understandable. And I see the comment here about Fish giving up due to having too much with teaching plus video editing. And I can understand that. It takes,
narrating when
anybody who's done or tried to do decent quality video editing will know how much time and effort that takes. It is not
and hey,
easy.
I do this stuff live. We do it live. And not only is it a lot more than what you would think with this kind of disaster level of a show. Police sirens! Hopefully not for me. But also that one of the reasons why we usually try to end around 11. Now, we've done a couple of streams that have gone to midnight or even past that, particularly during the pandemic. But, I literally have work tomorrow. I'm not flexing, but I literally have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow to get to my work at 7:30. And my shifts are crazy. I also have to, particularly tomorrow on Monday, I have to do something after all my shifts end at 4. So, I immediately, have to leave for New York to make it something by 6. So, yeah, it's, that definitely gets in the way. I got I got to go get recording, editing my videos, of course. I don't know if that means you're leaving, but it's always great to see you again, Dark Arts Lockpicking, and I haven't forgotten about you. I actually have been trying to figure out, despite me being a bastard American and you being in over censorship Australia, I talk about that like we have less censorship. We really don't. But that I've actually been trying to think of ways, because some of our feature episodes on the Master of Unlocking, I loved having fish picks on, not fish picks. God, he's gonna kill me. Kilamaru. I loved doing his interview so much. I've already been in talks with other people in the Lock Sport community that we're going to be doing more interviews and checking out like some of the stuff they've made and things like that. So if you have an idea of a collab we can do, either with your channel or mine or both, love to. Otherwise, that's something I would like to work on. And if you're going, again, I hope to see you in a future episode. You've popped on Crypto Barons and stuff a couple of times, which has always taken me by surprise. But definitely the next episode will be April 3rd. And unless you see this in recording, either it'll be a surprise what's the April 3rd episode's going to be, or I will message you in person. So there we go. This video reminds me to get my finger out. No comment. I'm not going to ask any questions where your finger is. All I just know is I don't want to know, and I hope when you finally remove your finger from wherever it is, it doesn't smell. I didn't say if it smelled good or bad. It just, I hope it doesn't smell. Let's put it that way. Let's go on.
So, unfortunately, and he put out some very high quality videos. It probably took a lot of time to prep all of that. Anyway, congrats again, Artichoke 2000, for your second win. Oh, and by the way, on Best Editing, where Artichoke 2000 won, that's the second consecutive year he's won that category. So far, he's on a really good streak. The next category is Best Lighting. Let me find my cursor and get that video queued up. And we'll see if I made any mistakes on these. Artichoke 2000, again, for M-Heart High Security Picked and Deconstructed.
In this cutaway of the M-Heart, we can see two things happening as we insert the key. The sliding dovetail joint is lifted to the shear line, and the pins are also rotated so that the joint is in line with the axis of plug rotation. Let's take a closer look at those pins.
Joe Picks, nominated for Gold D9 Picked and Gutted.
Hello everyone, this is Joe Picks. I'm Joe, and today I'm going to try to pick this Gold D9. I was able to pick this off camera, so I thought I would try to capture it because this will be my first brown belt lock on camera.
Oh God, you have no idea how many times I'm like, I've picked this 8 million times, and I can't wait to do it on the live stream, and it never opens.
Tight-fitted tensioner that I made to give me control over the core.
It's like a death sentence when you say that. It's like basically you're
SE Lock and
fucking
Key,
over the demo
DST
code.
is here,
SE
Pocket
Lock and
Flashlight
Key, these folks are nuts.
review, basically.
What's up? Y'all, today in this video we are going to be talking about flashlights for locksmiths and other tradespeople, but specifically for locksmiths because we are a locksmith channel, but we do review tools.
I have the
Here
same
we
lab
have
coat.
The whiteboard with all the flashlights that we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible, which probably means it'll be like an 80-minute video.
Those are all the nominees for the Best Lighting category, and the award goes to Joe Picks for the Gold D9 Picked and Gutted. Congratulations, Joe Picks.
I almost
Very
thought
well
he
done.
said
You
Joe
beat out
Pesci.
Artichoke. That's hard to do.
I thought he said Joe Pesci because I'm dumb.
And welcome to all the people that have joined here. We've got
Joe
Terrell.
Pesci
Welcome.
wins all the awards.
All right. So let's see. The next category is Best Visual Aids and Effects. And the nominees for the Best Visual Aids and Effects category are Artichoke 2000, Theory of Picking Gin Spool Drivers.
I want to know what like visual effects, like what that means. I think one of them, because knowing Artichoke, it's probably going to be he did like a really awesome. Oop, FBI, open up. No, I'm pretty sure that means he did a really awesome diagram again from the content that I've been able to see of his. But like, does that mean maybe that means next year I'll do a video where I make like cool CGI renders that'll look like the Lawnmower Man, like extreme close up, whoa! And we'll try to enter this category and see if we can finally defeat the master of editing, Artichoke.
In series part 1.
The second type of feedback occurs when the gin head gets pinched between the lip of the countermilling and the housing of the lock. It will feel like a bound pin, and if you apply pick pressure, you will hear and feel a snap as it clears the lip and is set. Phase 4 is differentiating the feedback of a set gin from a gin in the countermilling. Once the gin is set at the shear line, it is necessary to confirm that it has indeed been set.
Kitty approved.
Artichoke 2000 Assa 700 picked and gutted gin series part 2.
The Christmas tree driver is a gin spool driver that has a spooled section cut out of it. This causes the Christmas tree driver to have 3 distinct segments. Each segment will have its own characteristic behavior until that segment crosses over the shear line. The first segment of the Christmas tree behaves as a standard driver. Once the driver is lifted to this point, it behaves like a spool entering a deep false set.
Artichoke 2000 M-Heart High Security picked and deconstructed.
When the joint is in the correct orientation, the pins will unlink and the plug will be able to rotate. When the joint is rotated 90 degrees off from the correct orientation, the lateral play of the dovetail joint will allow the plug to slightly rotate. This will lock the pins in this orientation by placing tension and stretching out the joint. This false set makes rotating the pins to the correct orientation impossible.
Fish picks how to bypass a magnetic padlock.
Most magnetic locks consist of a series of pronged pegs which hang above a floating bar with an equal number of holes drilled in specific places along its length. This bar prevents the shackle from being released unless the pegs are aligned with the holes, allowing it to move upwards, and this will only happen when a specific set of magnetic fields comes into play, causing the pegs to move until they hover immediately.
I was actually going to stop it earlier, but thank you, Oak Roots, for following us on Twitch. I very much appreciate that. See, I told you, if you follow us on Twitch, Live, or YouTube, if you like this content, we do shout you out. Of course, if you do this when the stream's offline, I still appreciate it, and I also, usually in the start of various live streams, will read the people who followed while we were away. My favorite, by the way, is anytime, real quick, my favorite is when I'm setting up the live stream or I'm doing the, like, we'll start in 3 or 4 minutes and people are already following us. Like, I haven't even either streamed on OBS yet or it's doing the starting measure and we're getting follows. It's like, we haven't even started yet. I do want to pause just because I do want to mention that. And, I do appreciate that. Also, when you follow, like, and subscribe for us completely for free, if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit that bell and turn all notifications on because YouTube is a poorly coded piece of shit and doesn't do that by default. But also, what was I going to say with this? That when you do subscribe to us on any of those platforms, you will also get alerts if you've enabled that when we stream. So if you can't remember that Master of Unlocking takes place the first and third Sunday of every month, that my other show, Crypto Barons, takes place normally on the second to fourth Saturday of every month, or our meetings currently are every third Friday of the month, and on other things, or you don't know how our meetup page works or whatever, or follow our social media, if you do follow us on any of the streaming platforms that you like watching us on, you will get alerts for that when we live stream. And also, yay for being cat approved. Before we resume, I also just realized, in addition to that, Fish Picks could easily, with his beautiful British bastard voice, narrate Winnie the Pooh episodes. I also think he could narrate, what's that book series called? That he could also narrate, oh man, why am I forgetting the name of it? Like, I can see it in my head. I have these books on my shelf. The Theory of the Universe and Everything, The Restaurant at the End of Time. What the fuck are they called? But there's the guidebook for, like, the galaxy for that series, because I'm dumb. You could either narrate Winnie the Pooh, or you can narrate what's that thing? The Guide for the Galaxy, not Guardians of the Galaxy. The something Guides of the Galaxy, because I'm a dirty American. I can Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy. You could also narrate the guide. Thank you so much, Binary Badger, because I'm a filthy American who can't remember anything. I've also been doing certain things before I live streamed, recreational things, nothing too severe, but just because when we live stream on Twitch and YouTube, I can't talk about those things. But yeah, let me know in chat if you think FishPix could either professionally narrate Winnie the Pooh episodes or narrate the guides for a future inevitable BBC readaptation of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think he has the voice for both, so let's continue. As by the way, I'm going to now encounter a shockingly difficult yet easily bypassable Master Lock number 3 clone from China. So here we go.
Over each of those specific points.
Lock Noob for my 1000th video.
I swear this is the last time I'm going to pause it. I forgot about this. Another thing is, if I had to make a suggestion in the Locky Awards, I know I'm going to try to enter next year, and I'm just some lowly peon. You have way more video views than I ever will. But instead of this being called Best Special Effects, this when I'm thinking of Best Special Effects, I'm thinking of like crazy CGI and giant boobs and green screen backgrounds and stuff like that. You know, what you see in like Marvel movies. I think the better title for this category would be Best Visual Aids, like Best Visual Learning Aids, because that's so far what all of the categories have been focused on here. And I think that makes a lot more sense, especially more relevant to the topics that we're doing, because we're always, all the people who instruct like myself, we're always trying to figure out what better ways and methods can I reach out to people who are learning, people who might be interested and or didn't know that they could be interested, and they're finding this out for the first time. And like for example, right now I've been putting together because I want to do this in 2 months. And our May meetup is going to be focused on this. Wow, this took way too long. I've been looking into products I could buy and stuff I can modify in my kit to make it easier for people who have different accessibility problems. People who are slower to process, you know. I'm not slow, I'm literally dumb. I've been tested for that. I do not have Down syndrome or Asperger's or autistic. I am literally just dumb and tired and old. But you know, people who have, you know, mental disabilities, physical disabilities, they're blind, they can't hear, people who have arthritis and have a hard time holding. So I'm starting to, in the next 2 months, I've been adding stuff like that to my kit. Like a big thing I've been adding is stuff that is easy for people to feel, because I have like the clear locks, but that's to see. I'm now looking into certain types and making certain types of cutaway locks so that someone who's visually impaired can actually feel inside the cutaway, so that in the same way how someone can look in the clear lock and when I show it to them they can see what's going on, that they can literally feel what's going on instead of just going like unironically blind. So yeah, category's gone. Best visual aids and effects. Okay, all I heard from the original one, and maybe it's because I'm dumb, was best visual effects. I was thinking of like crazy Star Wars ships and stuff. But yeah, best visual aids makes total sense for this category. So I'm gonna shut up for like 20 minutes unless something exciting happens. So let's do this.
So these are my top 10 oldest videos. I've got Southord C2010 lockpick set review. Then weirdly we've got how to pick and rate locks videos. Which I didn't really know how to do either of those when I made them, which is proper fake it till you make it. Then we got single pin picking on new Master Lock 3. Can you believe that that's got 19,000 views? And I must have thought that was like a really hard lock at the time. Tips at picking wafer locks, which has an insane 203,000 views. I just don't even understand that.
All right, those were all the nominees for Best Visual Aids and Effects. And the winner for that category is Artichoke 2000, Theory of Picking Gin Spool Drivers Gin Series Part 1. Congratulations, Artichoke. That's the 3rd win this year, and the 2nd year in a row he has won that category. Very well done. Let's see, catch up on the chat here. Welcome, whoever's running the Lockpickers United channel there. And Peace Weapon, welcome.
Nobody knows. They're like fucking
Did you get your
ninjas.
question answered there? So the winner for best editing to answer your question was Artichoke 2000 Theory Picking Gin Spool Drivers Gin Series
By the way,
Part
that's
1.
the difference.
Same
Is
video
that
that just won
Dark Art
here.
Lockpicking has in chat. He's autistic and he's absolutely brilliant
All
at
right.
this stuff. And I'm stupid, and
That
that's
takes
why I
care of the
struggle
chat.
with
Let's
locks
move
like
on. We have the nominees for most informative video.
Oh boy, that's
Artichoke 2000 Theory of Picking Gin Spool Drivers Gin Series Part 1.
Artichoke
If you
really
ask
likes
some of
gin,
the
by
most
way.
experienced pickers what the feedback is for a set gin, you will get 2 distinct responses. 50% will say that it is a hard stop, and the other 50% will report some springiness. So why the discrepancy? Let's go back to our cutaway to investigate. When the gin has been set and the key pin is bounced against the gin, there is indeed a minimal amount of springiness that can be demonstrated. However, the further the plug is rotated into a deeper false set, the less springiness there is.
Artichoke 2000 M-Heart High Security Picked and Deconstructed.
It would be near impossible to make a definitive picking guide for the M-Heart. Why? Because the picking technique is highly dependent on the keyway, and the M-Heart has many keyways. The goal of this section is to look at some generalizable tips for picking the M-Heart and examining my preferred technique for the L and D keyways, using the L2 keyway as an example.
HV Logic, China Class C lock gutted and
Yeah,
investigated.
HV Logic.
Putting this together again is going to be an absolute nightmare. But there you go. It does appear to be, as described, everything in the picture. I'll show up the picture, which is why I bought it, in a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Holy
9,
shit,
10,
that's a lot of
11,
wafers.
12, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24,
Holy
25, 26,
fuck, that's a
27 wafers. As described.
That is a
12
lot of
keys,
wafers.
Each with pictures. Hopefully in a future video, you'll have me picking the other end. Or this end if I ever get it together again.
Lock and Kilo, Locksmith versus Locksport. My thoughts?
I've seen this question come up in social media groups. I get this message to me privately on the channel. I see comments about it. And I know that there is some rivalry between the two sides. I've followed the Locksport community for a while now, and as a locksmith, I feel this tension, especially when I post or I, try and offer help to somebody in the Locksport community.
Lock Noob, 101 things every lockpicker should know.
We are really lucky as lockpickers. There are loads of great lockpick sets out there. If you don't know what to buy, I always recommend that you go with any of the top major manufacturers out there. They all do a good kit. Find one in your budget if you're looking for a whole set, and you won't go too far wrong. A lockpick that works for somebody else, you see them using all the time, they're a great picker, well, it might not work for you. You will just have to find your own favourite, the one that gives you the feedback that you like and gives you the best position on those pins.
Murloc 68 for Murloc 68 to the brink, tension and leashy.
There were a lot of variables here. Nasty bidding, 12 security pins, but at the end of the day,
Just talking about NYPD.
2 critical elements were pick placement and tension. And I sucked at both of them, plain and simple. Pins are so small that you have to be careful where you're at, not to overset, and your tension is the most critical because, you could just play the game the whole day, continue to overset, especially if you're catching 2 pins at once.
Ibenda high pin count lock tutorial.
In today's video, I want to introduce you to the world of high pin count locks. I will tell and show you how I work on such locks and what is important to do while working on these locks. And most importantly, what definitely should not be done. In this video I will be covering the Japanese high pin count lock West 917.
We'll have to do a high pin lock one day.
All right, so those were all the nominees. It was quite a long
I think the
list
most
for
I've
this
done
one.
is 8 pins, if I remember correctly.
And the winner for most informative video is Ubenda High Pin Count Lock Tutorial Strategy. Everything you need to know about them to like.
Man, now I'm wondering if Lock wins
Congratulations.
any of these categories, because he's really
Very
good at
well
making
done.
videos.
Those are good video. What do we got going on in the chat here?
Yeah, how you doing all in my chat, by the way? If anyone is
Losing a
still
little bit
in
of track. Welcome to anybody who's just joined. Feel free to ask in the chat if you missed a category and you want to know who won. Hopefully we can answer it in there. Next category is most creative video. And the nominees for
boy.
most creative video here.
I wonder if Lockpicking Lawyer is going to be on
Let's
here with
switch
any of his
over.
April Fool's ones.
Coxie picks Christmas tip number 1.
Huh.
It's me, Coxie's Picks, for my first short. And because it's Christmas themed, I've got my Christmas jumper on, and I thought I'd give you a little tip that you can use all through Christmas. If you're like me and you're allergic to alcohol and you break out in handcuffs, this is going to be a useful tip for you. So, if you should be so unfortunate to end up in these dastardly chains, what you need is to swipe a handy dandy beer towel from the top of the bar. You then place it over your hands and you say 1, 2, 3, I want to be free.
Dusty and Wendy, sesquinscriber picking all wrong.
Man, Father Christmas really needs to get drunk and live stream more often. I love this music. One, I hope we don't get, like, blocked for this. And two...
Hoping some of these videos don't get my stream.
Yeah, exactly. And two is that, thank you for reminding me of my terrible high school years. Where I'm, like, doodling Twisted Metal shit in my notebook and stuff like that.
So I have 3 questions for you on this lock. 1, how much do you think this weighs? And I'll accept your answer in kilograms, pounds, or you can guess how many Master Lock number 3s
weighs
you need
enough
on a
to
pair of
break your
scales
foot.
to
I have a
balance
couple
this
of those.
out. The question number 2 is that the keyway here is the mirror image of another lock manufacturer brand. What is that brand? And number 3, for the real lock sport historians amongst you, who was the inventor of the Master Lock 19, whose name appears on the patent?
Oh, fuck the 19th.
Rubber band key modification. Make your keys harder to copy.
Hello again, Rubber Band here, and I'm going to be showing you today a quick key modification to make your keys harder to duplicate for people that you don't want to have a duplicate. So what I've done, and this is an old school trick that was taught to me by my mentor. I don't take credit for this idea as an original work or anything, but so the bitting to this key is 360574, 360574, but I've modified the 0 by lifting it up.
Huh.
And I failed to do the announcement for Fishpicks Lock Sport unboxing quiz number 2. Sorry about that.
So,
So
quick,
the winner for most creative video is
this.
Rubber Band key modification. Make sure keys
Yeah,
harder to
I gotta
copy.
check that one out.
Congratulations to Rubber Band. Don't think he's on here, but
But-
congratulations.
This lock, even though it's a clone of a Master Lock number 3, is ironically a lot harder to pick than it looks.
All right. And
But it
the
has the
next
old bypass
category is funniest video.
Ha! Challenge accepted. I mean, I'm funny looking, so it doesn't count. But
Funniest video nominees are Artichoke 2001, HV Logic featuring,
Nom, 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 nom.
well, Cookie Monster.
Okay. I guess wherever Artichoke lives, cannabis is legal. Or maybe he lives in Ohio, where like you can do a quaalude in front of a cop. Also, this would be funnier if the lock was on a safe, and then when he opens the safe, there's cookies, and then he does the whole "arr" thing.
Lucky, 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 start with L.
I need to be more
Chris
high.
Capoon, Vegemite practice session.
What?
No, I don't think that one.
Oh, this video is gonna win. It has both Vegemites and a cat.
I lost it. Got it back. I can't pick this. Oh, it's like you're wrecking my picking here. I can't pick it.
Lock Noob, could a real comb be a comb pick?
Hello again, it's Lock Noob, and one of the most popular questions I'm never asked is, how do you keep such good care of all your arm hair? Well, I use this beautiful, possibly steel, probably aluminium comb, and just look at the luxurious results.
Aluminium.
But there's another use for this comb. One of the things that I have always thought of is, but there's another use for this comb. You see, I've always thought to myself, comb picks, could they actually be used as a comb? And then I thought, hold on a minute, could a comb actually be used as a comb pick?
Then he thought he was way
Lock
too
Pickers
high.
United, the LPU disaster reel.
Oops, oh no. Well, maybe this is all the further we're gonna get. Ow! Oh, biscuits! Oh, that's a deep one. Ah, yeah, that's gonna require some medical attention momentarily.
We may need to do emergency surgery in the studio.
Right. That's a fail.
If you get that reference, you are
damn it.
old.
Come on.
SE Lock and Key, Leashy Cowboy. And hopefully this one doesn't get me kicked.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me.
All right. It looks like my stream is still up, so I was a little worried
we
about that one
can
getting
definitely win that
booted from
category.
the live
next
stream.
We can win that
So
next year.
those were the nominees for funniest video. And the winner for that category was Lock Pickers United, the LPU disaster reel.
Yes,
Congratulations.
I'm actually shocked there wasn't like
And,
classical music set to that.
So that was attributed to just Lock Pickers United. If there's a particular person that edited that should be getting credit, let me know and I can change that up in the winners list if you want, or it can go to LPU. That's entirely up to you. And yes, Rubber Band, you won for most creative video for your video on the key bidding there. So congratulations. And good. Okay, stream's still running. I was actually really worried about that one.
Damn USC Lock and Key.
The next category is most impressive pick. So let's get those videos queued up here.
Length, widths, girths.
Gravity Karma. Okay, nice.
and
Gravity Karma. Good
other
job.
measurements.
Everybody really enjoyed that
zipping
one.
it open and waving our picks around. Great. Freaking dick pics.
Moving on. Sorry. Most impressive pick. The nominees for that category are Bears Back,
Going to be in this.
Challenge Lock Outsider by Jake Gabriel.
Just gotta make sure I'm reaching all the pins and not. Dang. I feel locked in right now. Man. Get a hold of your pick, son. That thing is rock. There, we got a little something. Oh, and we're open. That's an open, folks.
Panda Frog, lock picking, and getting the black belt
Panda
Fichet
Frog.
Bausch M2i safe lock.
We open. We are open. Yes. So you can see. I don't want to rotate it too far. Let me zoom in. Let me move it. Zoom in. I don't want to get it out of frame. And let me put the focus point. And as you can see,
Gravity Karma Mercy 10 lever pick. Lock picking Cuber, solving a Rubik's Cube in one hand and lock picking in the other at the same time.
Cubert or... Okay! And it's a dimple lock as well. Although I wonder if he chose a 3x3 simply because it's easier to hold in your hand. Regardless, yeah, I'm terrible at picking Rubik's Cubes, so this is like impossible for me.
Oh, I got the lock open. Yay.
Damn,
Mr.
that's
Paradise,
impressive.
world's one and only. You aim a 750.
I love how he was like, that's way too many words. Ooh, that looks neat. That looks like something that Kilamaru would develop. He loves his, like, tensioners that have springs in them. I've always wanted one of those to see how good those are. I'll have to order one from him.
yes!
Now that is a winning sound.
Love the excitement in the voice.
Should have, like,
good luck. Fox.
Drained and crushed a beer right there.
It still never gets old for me. That's why I had to show the opens on those videos. So most impressive pick. The winner of that category was Mr. Paradise.
Oh, they mean like
for the Uema 750. There were actually two videos.
Picking.
A little disclaimer on that category.
I
There
thought
were
they
two
meant like
videos
the lock pick. I'm dumb.
nominated for that. Both were the two versions of his pick of that. One for the proof where he cut it open, and then this one, which was the first open. And so I combined them into one because it was one lock that he defeated. Anyway. So congratulations to, I guess he likes to be called Sir Paradise.
We have 30 minutes left, by the way.
The next category up is Best Out of Package Pick. And this one doesn't get very nominees. So it's one that I would like to see people try to keep track of on the suggestions page on the Locky Awards site. So because we only had 2 nominees this year, people mentioned about how hard it was because not many people do out of package picks.
I do. And
John Locke, a special Abus 7240.
I should totally
pick.
enter that category next time. Oh, John Locke.
There we go. Got an open. Great.
Lock Noob, Brinks Max Security House Key Padlock.
4. So I can't feel anything else.
I love how Lock Noob
5.
does those timers.
2. Pin 1, I think, now. Oh, and we're open. There we go. Stop. Okay, so I had to change my tension halfway through, and then it probably took me a minute once I got the tension just right. Just shows you how important the tension tool can be.
All right, so those were the two for best out of package pick, and the winner is John Locke, a special ABIS 7240 picked. Congratulations to John Locke.
Win anything, isn't he? Congratulations
Rubber band.
to John
Yeah,
Locke.
there's
You should
no
check out his
physical
channel.
trophy this year. Logistics this year were just a nightmare with the state of the world. So
I guess we'll
I
have
will
to
be
test that
making
out.
sure to get you
aka
guys
torture
a
myself with
logo
Yuma
that you can
750
use if
on
you
this-
want
on
to
the show in
engrave
the
on the
future.
lock
Thanks a lot,
or
Dark Arts Lockpicking.
just
I'm
display,
gonna
whatever
blame
you want.
when we do that pick.
The next category is most impressive gutting disaster. This is one of my favorite categories.
Oh, we will totally win this next year. Totally will win this.
Or wait, no. I got things out of order here, don't I?
Mistake! Happens to me too.
Oh, give me a minute. I'm missing a video clip. All right, most impressive gutting disaster.
There we go.
Bosnian Bill, mother of all gutting disasters.
Of course he's going to get into this category.
All right, I see what happened. When I turned him the wrong way, one of the pins dropped down inside of what apparently were sidebar pinholes. And no matter which way I turned it, see, this is the advantage of knowing what you're working with, and I had no clue. Yeah, that this was going to be in there.
Has he ever had?
I have totally.
I love Bosnian Bill.
This thing. All right.
Like watching him screw up
Romy Lockpicker
makes me feel
you're a 6-pin Euro cylinder picked open.
confident getting into this.
But I'm not going to. There you go, we got it. Okay. So, up to now, a little bit of blood.
Oh,
We've got this
I
freaking
really hope we don't
blood.
get demonetized.
So,
Oh my
let
god.
me just get a bit of cloth. One
I'm
sec.
going to make a test. Oh.
There we go. It's only a little nick.
Oh. That's not good.
That was the easy bit. Now I've got to get the pins out.
I will pause there that while I've never had an injury like that where I bled all over a lock, I'll actually tell you folks the horror story that if I caught on stream I could have gotten here. So everyone kind of remembers this absolutely amazing bone pick that Kilamaru sent me. I still use this. It's a little bit dusty, but high quality. I keep it in my bypass case just because it's so tall that it will not fit in my normal carry case, and besides it's kind of a specialty pick. But to show you how good quality of steel is, I one time was trying to like rotate a pin, and when I went to pull out, it slipped past the outside of the lock, and this whole thing went into the first 1 or 2 layers of my skin and went all the way down in my thumb. Like I could actually see the entire pick head in my thumb underneath my skin. I had to slowly, painfully pull out, and I didn't have insurance at the time. So what I ended up doing, so I wouldn't get tetanus, which I hope this guy didn't get tetanus, nearby me besides like a first aid kit, I also have a giant tube of, not lube for once, but whatchamacallit, I actually realized, did that thing fall? I have an entire bottle of tube of antibiotic ointment, and I literally every other chance I got, I tried to do it like 4 to 5 times a day. After about 4 days, my thumb healed. I didn't get tetanus. When I got insurance, I got follow-up tests for it. Everything was good. No metallic shock, none of that. So while I've never had that sort of thing, I've had an entire lockpick inside of my thumb. And it's not pretty, but at least at least I knew what I was doing because I used to work in medical, and 2 is that at least that proves how good Kilamaru's steel pick selection is. So hopefully it won't get any more horrific than that. Hopefully no one loses any of their digits. So let's continue on to HV Logic here, which, by the way, sounds like a type of mouse, a gamer mouse that Logitech would sell.
Logic, Unholy Night by Delp.
Oh, that's a really risky thing to have put in a challenge log set. God, why would you do that?
Is it going to fly everywhere?
And we're stuck. Great.
Oh, it's even worse when you get stuck with the core. I hate that.
HV Logic,
Ooh,
Dom Saturn.
He's dominating this field, I guess.
Hello? Oh no. Oh, what has happened? Something clicked. Says it's cutting disaster. Oh, that's a mess.
At least everything fell out
Lock
into the
Pictures
core.
United, the LPU Disaster Reel.
Here we go.
Oh, what the?
Oh, no! Oh, you pulled out too hard. There's the classical music. I see a sparrow's...
I got it open.
Same sparrow's tweezers.
Alright. Since this is MT5 up, that was smart.
Wait a minute, Dark Arts. That lock where he got stuck and then everything fell on the core, you made that lock? See, you're a bastard. You're Australian, so you're a bastard, so I'm not surprised. Great job, by the way. Like, for real. That was probably a real challenge lock if it came from you. Holy shit.
No sliders. And we done dumped all the pins. But, and we just locked it back up, which looks like there's a, there's a little security.
Multiple positions.
Oh. Never mind. I just bricked the lock.
All right, sorry for that mix-up and the extra loud start to the audio on that one. The winner for Most Impressive Gutting Disaster was Lock Pictures United LPU Disaster Reel. So congratulations, and same goes for that if there's somebody that...
I think the guy that bled for his country should have won just because that was a mess.
Hopefully the audio came through on that. I didn't have it.
Maybe next
since it wasn't
year,
already
Dark Arts,
preset
you'll
in my
be able
list. I
to
didn't have
win
my
with
monitor
Gutting
audio on it,
Disaster
so
you've
I
sent
couldn't
to
tell
someone.
if the audio went through.
Just hoping.
All right, so the next category after that is the most supportive commenter. There's no videos for this, so we'll just announce who the nominees are. Let's see. We have Brummy Lockpicker, Don's Locks, Gaz R, Joe Picks, Pocket Women.
Oh yeah, I'm very much aware how awful your...
And Southampton Lockpicking Club.
I need to comment more. I do comment on videos on my personal account and DCG201.
And the winner of Most Supportive Commenter this year is Pocket Woman.
Yay!
Congratulations to Pocket Woman.
I don't know if you're a lady,
this is
but we
the
need more
second
lady
year she's won in that
representation
category.
in
She
Lock. It'd be nice to see
tied
that in this award
last
ceremony.
year with, I believe,
It's not a
Southampton.
criticism against the Locky Awards.
Oh
it's
yeah,
more
disclaimer. There were This year, no ties were allowed.
Our community.
The only votes I took part in were
needs to reach out more.
2 tiebreakers.
We need more visible women other
And
than
I won't tell you what
Christina
categories they
Palmer,
are.
You know, and she's
But we had 2
phenomenal.
ties this year. I did the
I just
tie-breaking vote. And those are the only categories that I did vote in.
Rigged.
All right. The next category is most creative challenge. And this is the challenge overall could
maybe
be
you can
part
win
of
this one, Dark Arts.
a giveaway. Didn't necessarily have to be. There's a separate category for the giveaway one. And here are the nominees. John Locke for the Mile High Lock Sport Club.
Hey everybody, John Locke here, and today I've got something a little bit special. I am coming to you from over the Atlantic, and I am on an airplane, and I am hoping today to join.
Holy fuck!
The
What airplane
Mile
looks
High
like that?
Lock Sport Club. So today I've got a Yale 110.
All right, this is totally going to be a future episode. It might
nice
be
little lock.
pre-recorded, but I'm totally picking locks
yeah,
on the
works.
plane.
I've got
Maybe
a
I'll be the
key
first
here,
one to pick one underwater,
you can
because
see
I
it
have friends
opens.
that do that too.
Panda Frog for one finger picking.
Yeah, isn't that picking your nose?
How you tape it, I don't care. But you cannot use this arm to support later. So it has to be taped to one finger. And it has only... Alright, so that's the only thing you can use.
This just
No
looks
thumb,
horribly
no
wrong.
support here. Just
Oh man, this looks like a solution I'd
pick
come
it
up with.
like this.
He needs to do the
So
rest of
Nolan
his
came
fingers
up with that idea again.
and
so
be called like
thank you to him.
Edward
The tension you
pick-
can hold as you like.
Edward Bogota hands. Holy shit!
Space Knot 1 for the Vegemite Lock Sport Club.
Hello, I'm going to start a new Lock Sport challenge. Let's call it the teaspoon of Vegemite
Are we
Lock Sport Club.
using Vegemite instead of
Pretty
Houdini
self-explanatory. You get yourself a nice big teaspoon of Vegemite. Ooh, now I'm scared.
Forbidden chocolate.
Nah. That's good stuff. This is gonna be fun. Eat the spoon of Vegemite. Pick a lock. How like can't get much more Australian than that.
Oh Jesus! Now I have to see that video where he's scuba diving. Dear
So
Lord.
those were the nominees for the most creative challenge. And the winner was Panda Frog for the one finger picking
That is so
challenge.
stupid. That's
Congratulations to Panda Frog.
I am going to pause and say that there's one idea that I have searched for that I have never seen anyone do. And I've been practicing it, and I'm still pretty terrible, but I want to do it for one of the streams. Maybe it'll be for the 100th episode or something. I don't know if that will happen before the Locky Awards, but I have an idea that I could do to win this category and next year or in a future year, and I'm not going to say it out loud because if I do, someone's going to do the video before I do. Yeah, no, again, this thing, because I heard about this, the pieces that I did see when I was like coming back on the train half asleep at stupid o'clock in the morning when this was going on, because I literally had 3 different things to do in New York City after work that day. Introduced me to a couple of channels and people I've never heard of before, and so now I'm checking them out, and this is why there's no such thing as, I mean, I would argue that maybe Lockpicking Lawyer with his covert instruments, which I more find funny than anything, like, maybe doesn't count for this, but it's more of like, there is no such thing as shameless promotion in the lock sport community unless you're master lock, because this community, despite having a lot of high-profile, well-known people like Lockpicking Lawyer, who literally has video memes made about him, and women sending their women and men sending their underoos to him, stuff that will hopefully never happen to me, but it's more of that. It's like the community is still so small, and everyone kind of knows each other, for the people we meet, that it's really easy to kind of, in my opinion, but you get noticed really well once you do get noticed, but it's easy for particularly newer people to start out, or just people who may have had bad luck in general to fall through the cracks, and that's why it's really good to have, like, even if, you know, I entered the award ceremony and didn't win, I would watch this award ceremony just because I would just find new pickers that I have, and lock sporters that I've never encountered before. And that's, to me, the real education that I get out of this, besides the fact to know that there's an award show that exists and I want to enter and try to win it next year with my stupid crazy hair. We have about 18 minutes left. I just want to remind everyone that, one, again, I love interacting with chat as I've been doing. If you're here to lurk, that's fine. I'm watching the video too while I struggle with this shit. This is one of my favorite locks. This is a leader lock, to which the best method I found, and it's actually how I learned this, is to rake this into a false set and then move the 2 or 3 pins, because I believe this is a 5-pinner to unlock this lock. But if you like the content that you see so far, even though we're just watching, reacting to a video and not doing learning stuff, we're going to be doing learning stuff in a lot of future episodes, including our April 3rd episodes, which I'll get into in about 18 minutes. You can like, share, subscribe completely for free on our main platforms, Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. We got our PeerTube back, so you can follow us on there, and also condolences for Facebook if you are on there, but we also stream there too. So just wanted to put that out of the way, and let's resume watching the rest of this, and hopefully I won't blab anymore, because I do have work tomorrow. And it's already 10:29.
I should have tried that one. That looks like an interesting challenge. The next category is most creative giveaway. And this is the giveaway overall, not necessarily just the challenge associated with it, but what was the most creative giveaway. The nominees for that category are Hogmaster 13, Dr. Hogmaster's Sesquinscriber Pick-a-Lock All Wrong giveaway.
The Dr. Hogmaster Sesquinscriber giveaway.
Holy shit, hey,
video.
lockpicking dev. I am going to send you the
There's
money
1.5
later.
hundred
Hint, hint, wink,
subscribers,
wink.
or
I just have to
some
do the stream first.
approximation of that. And for this, I issue this challenge. Pick a lock wrong. For example, I used 2 picks instead of a pick at a tensioner.
Worst
feel
case
free to be very
scenario,
creative
it'll
with
be
it.
late Monday.
Interpret it however you want.
Well, I'm going to try to do it tonight.
It's supposed to be fun, right? But pick a lock wrong.
I pick
HV
locks
Logic
wrong
with
just
the
doing
HV
the
Logic
stream.
100 giveaway.
So, you will need to put on your gloves.
I have those gloves,
Thickest
but
gloves
in blue.
you've got. Ski gloves, gloves, welding gloves, gloves from the shed. Something nice and thick that's really going to just ruin the feedback you get through your hands. So, both of these.
I could do it better. I could cover my entire hands
You're going to
with
need to pick a
lube,
lock.
but that would be a fun
like
challenge.
this 270S70 that has
Lube lockpicking challenge.
at least
Astro Glide
5
lockpicking
pins.
challenge.
And at least a security pin.
Panda Frog, 1 finger picking, hashtag
Oh
Panda
God, the
Frog
video that
21
keeps on
July
giving.
giveaway.
Should have totally entered this. I wonder if you can lockpick with your nose. That would be fun. I've actually been looking into designing picks for dead serious. I have 1 or 2 friends.
And we open.
I have 2 friends who are paraplegic.
That's quite hard.
So I've actually been looking
Well,
into
that is a
an auto
challenge
tensioner,
for July.
and then they have
Alright,
the picks in
so
their mouth, and they can
make
do
your
that.
Freddy Krueger
I'm
pick
actually
here.
researching that right
Pick
now.
a lock only
Get
with the
accessibility.
stick taped to your finger.
Sec Philomath, 100 subscriber giveaway.
Each week for the 4 Saturdays in September, I will post a video asking you one question.
Totally agree.
You will have until the end of September, let's say midnight Pacific on September 30th. I will do the drawing live on October 2nd via live stream at 12 noon Pacific on who the winner is. Each entry, whether by video or by comment, please do video. It'll be easier for me to keep track of. Will be worth 1 entry in the draw. You'll have a chance to get 4 entries in the draw right there.
For some reason, this one doesn't want to cooperate today. Yes, it is kind
Those
of like
were
a
the
great summary of
nominees
entire
for
year.
the most creative
I'm not in it.
giveaway. The winner in that category is Hogmaster 13, Dr. Hogmaster's Sesquinscriber Picking a Lock Wrong giveaway. Congratulations to Dr.
I
Hogmaster.
would totally pick every lock wrong. I'm doing it right now.
And hey, Panda Frog, I see you're in the chat. Congratulations on your win.
Yes. No, he needs to be Edward Picking Hands. He really needs to be.
Now, let's see. The next category is Best Challenge Lock.
Ooh, will Dark Arts
those
win this one?
videos
We'll
queued
find
up.
out. And this is one of the
All right,
requirements
so
for Lock
the
Pickers
nominees
United.
for Best Challenge
Also,
Lock
now
are
there's like a website where you can
DMAC
share
for
them
choices.
online. So I've been looking into that.
Choices. And the idea is that depending on which way you tension it, so we've got this little arrow
Ooh,
up here,
clever.
which is currently
Yeah, a lot of
pointing
people
at
don't
the
go
eye
into
choices.
that.
If you want to
can
take the
freely
easy route,
rotate a
then
core,
you tension
that
it
your
clockwise.
positions of
And
your
that would,
pins and stuff
if you pick
changes
it, bring this arrow around
depending
to this
on
little
which
dot
way
here
you
at
tension it. If
3
you have
o'clock
that
position. Alternatively, or in addition to, you can pick it counterclockwise, and that will bring that arrow around to this little dot in the 9 o'clock position, and you've got to get it to that dot to fully open it up.
DMAC for Snaggletooth.
There you go. There's the pins as we left them in the 3-part challenge pin making video, and then a couple of modifications to the core there. The threaded chambers in 6-3, and we've got an undercut there in chamber 1. So there you go. That was the unnamed lock at this time. I'm sure by the time you're watching this video, I would have put the name of the lock in the description. And
Down Under Monkey for Frag Out.
Frag out! Oh no, this looks like something G.I. Jack would make. Is that a leader lock?
Coolest thing you have ever seen. And here we go.
We're now getting into the locks I hate. Oh my god, Jack would love that.
I love it.
G.I. Jack would love that.
That's so cool. That is just so cool. So that's the pin we pull when we have it picked.
Holy
I've
shit.
got a key here
How do you
as
even
well.
make that?
Looks like some nice bitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
God damn.
Panda Frog, and I don't know how to pronounce that one, Panda.
My new challenge lock, and it's the smallest challenge pet lock, the cask 12515. I got for pin 1 a ball bearing. I got a T-pin with a ring, so more or less a pin and pin. Then I did a little tapering on the small pieces because they're really hard to work on.
A
And I
90
did a
degree
little
turn.
serration
Holy
on the
shit,
T-pin
that's
here.
some core tension right there.
And for the third, I left the driver pin as it is and built a little.
By the way, when anyone sounds
little
like Victor
spool.
Frankenstein, you know you're getting into some
Peace Weapon for
hard-ass
Springy
fucked up
Bastard.
shit. Springy Bastard, okay. That sounds like me when I open a lock.
Again to open a bit more than 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah, good luck figuring out where the pins are. Okay.
Oh god, that milling
Nice
and counter
threading
milling.
in the first 3 chambers. A double gin milling.
Holy shit. Holy shit! You're trying to kill that person.
So those were all the nominees for Best Challenge Locks. Some really creative work in a lot of those locks. So a good selection this year. Only one can win. So the winner is Down Under Monkey for Frag Out. I think people really liked that whole presentation on that
The
one a lot.
presentation was good, but that last lock, Jesus Christ, if there was a difficult one category, that would fucking
Congratulations to Down Under Monkey.
Holy shit.
And really well done on
I'm
that
gonna
lock.
have
But like I
nightmares
said,
about
those
that
were all
motherfucker.
some really creative work in those locks. All right. The next category is Best Custom Made Pick, and this one was a little hard to figure out how to present
This
here.
one will be interesting if the lock
Some
name
people
is
had
in it.
pictures. Some people had some video clips. So I did the best I could. And these were
It's funny
the
'cause
nominees.
one of my current
We have
projects-
Iona West for the Marlin pick.
We'll look at hers in a moment. One of my current projects is there's a notorious lock defeating. I won't even call it picking because you're not really picking, but it's not really a bypass, not really a pick. It's more of like a lock defeating tool and piece of equipment that is no longer, that was made by a locksmith, that is no longer made anymore. I've never been able to find any resellers on this, like on eBay or anything, and the person who makes it, their store's down. I don't even know if you can contact them. They don't make it anymore. I'm not going to say what it is to try to keep it a surprise, but my goal is the next 2 months. So probably in June I'll do this episode. I've been actually recreating that tool. So in addition to trying to test out, because I'm going to get some Sparrows blanks, some new designs, I'm eventually going to do an episode in about 2 months. So again, probably in June if I'm successful, on recreating a lock defeating tool that is unavailable anymore. And I'll show you all how I did it and do some of the last steps there, and then we'll test it out on the locks that it's designed to defeat. So let's look at some custom picks here. Ooh, Barracuda. That's cute. Everyone is using the dot to hold the blade for the pick-in as an eye.
Jason J for black battering short hook.
Oh, Batman. Batman. Oh, yeah. That would look like something that Batman would kind of carry on him.
Joker.
Lambda 2 custom picks. Narwhal pick. Disclaimer, they were nominated, but no pick was selected, so I just grabbed this one when I put it up for the nominations.
Yeah, Lambda 2 is absolutely amazing. One of the picks I'm going to cover in the future is you can actually get a set of some of his picks that are actually duplicate manufactured on there. A lot of nautical stuff this year. Holy shit. Yeah, then we make your special tools. When I actually found that this tool existed, I found out that they stopped selling them over a year ago.
Solid aluminum partial tang with copper
I'm actually,
inlay.
ooh, I like the little keyhole thing there. That's beautiful. Looks a little uncomfortable to hold, but like visually it looks really good. Very sturdy. That's like like a 40,000
butcher's block. And this, they just linked this video with new custom picks, so I showed the spread.
Ooh, some chunks. Some chunkies. But no, so I actually am excited to recreate the tool set just because, you know, it's a challenge for me. I get to work with new materials and methodology I've never used before. So
those were all of the beautiful picks that were nominated.
Tools, so.
And the winner for the best custom made pick this year is Picksmith for Guppy. Congratulations, Picksmith, for winning that. There's a lot of competition in that one. Some really beautiful work.
8 minutes left. Will we make it? Probably
all right.
not.
The next award category is the Community Spirit Award. This one,
Spirit,
was for overall community spirit, whatever that means to you. Basically, the
welcome
nominees
to the
here.
Category.
What you'll see is a video with the name of the nominee and then a quote that was posted by the person who nominated them, because I asked them to put up why they were not being nominated. So that's what you'll see in this video. Romy Lockpicker, I love the way he encourages everyone, responds to all the comments so you know he's reading it, and shows how to DIY so many of your own tools. Gravity Karma, he has worked tirelessly on the LPU YouTube channel and is always very active, friendly, and helpful member of the community.
Very true.
Legend of the Samurai, wealth of knowledge and always trying to help people in detail.
Well, with a name like that, you should live up to that. Holy crap.
Norlin, for his efforts and thankless job of moderating the LPU Discord and Reddit over the last year.
You mean the Dr. Scratch and Sniff making you bald task of moderating both of those fucking communities?
Panda Frog, he is very helpful community member and founded the 1 Million Scoville Lock Sport Club. He started and runs the challengelock.com, speedlocks.org, and also put a quick raffle page together for the LPU charity raffle In addition, he has always had some sort of giveaway running on his YouTube
I actually
channel.
never heard of speedlocks.com. I should check that out right now. See, it's like I'm in this community, but I feel like such a noob, even though I've been around for
Pocket
like
Woman
5
for
years.
her Shout Out Monday series and constant support towards the community at large.
Yay, representation.
Rain or Reindeer. He's everywhere at all times in the Locksport community. Best LPU mod by far and is always helpful. The bloke deserves it for great mod work and always being
So
there.
he's omnipresent,
and
so
being
he's
helpful.
God, or he's Santa Claus. One of those two. Does he also know if you're sleeping and if you're awake?
Starry Lock. He does everything to get new channels noticed. He takes the time to host a weekly get-together, which allows people all over the globe to check it out, check in and chat. He has his channel removed twice, but has come out fighting both times and community protests to get them returned. Starry Lock is also kind and helpful and will help anybody and brings the community together.
Ooh, starry-eyed surprise. From Sundance to Sunrise. Although Smash Mouth has gone completely fucking nuts recently. I blame all the drugs.
And those were all of the nominees. Some great people nominated there for Community Spirit Award. And the winner for Community Spirit Award for the year of 2021 was Panda Frog. And that is also his second consecutive year winning
Yay, Panda!
that category. So congratulations, Panda Frog.
Frog.
Very well done. You do a lot of work for the
two
community.
consecutive wins.
And the Locky Awards program wouldn't have happened last year if it hadn't been for you. So thank you very much for that too.
Rigged! No, I'm kidding.
All right.
But still rigged.
Last award I have to give is the new one that I made up this year when I started, which was the Lock Sportscast Award.
No, it's usually
This
when I'm
award,
drunk, I come
again,
up with shit
is
like that.
one that is just for somebody who hasn't been nominated or voted on for other categories, but I think deserves some recognition.
Like me.
Then there are so many people to choose from. This year, one thing that I found really, really useful that really stood out for me was this here. So I'll pull this up. So Sophie Holden for creating the amazing Sophie's Safe Cracking Simulator.
Yes!
I have used this
Yes!
thing extensively to help me create a visual model for how safes work while I'm working on my safe cracking project.
I've been meaning to try
and
this.
I think it's a great way to teach new people
Yeah, it's
how the
absolutely
mechanism
beautiful.
works. This X-ray view
I wish we had this for
is
all
incredibly
lot
helpful
types.
for
I've been
people like
meaning to
me that
reach
don't
out
have
for
the
her
money
to see
to
if
go
we
out
could
and buy a whole bunch of cutaway
replicate
locks.
that for just all
You can
sorts of locks.
demonstrate everything right here. It's a great
Also, I'm
program,
in the process
and
of trying to
I just
make
wanted
a
to give some
lock-picking
recognition
video
for that.
game.
So this year, that's who the Lock Sportscast Award is going to.
Yay!
Like I said, there were a lot of people
But I'm
that
also
could
making a
have
lock-picking video game,
qualified for
so
this.
I've also
I
been
had a
wanting to
really, really
check it
hard
out.
time making a decision on this. So,
Who are the other nominees?
you know, it is what just struck me as something. It's something I used a lot this year, and I thought was very, very cool and impressive. So, if you haven't tried it yet, it is available on Steam or also on, I think, directly for available on the web somewhere. But yeah, it was a genius creation. No other program I've seen goes into that much detail on any type of lock sport stuff. So, yes, I will try to find that tweet and retweet it here after I'm done with this program. So, or did you get it? Anyway, yeah, it's available on Steam. It's only like a couple bucks. So if you want to do it that way, that's a great way to do it. But there are other ways. So I'll look for it and retweet it. Again, thank you to everyone who has helped out. Oh, a special thank you to Secphilometh for helping, because the logo that I'm using, let's switch cameras, this year was inspired by a design he sent in.
Woo!
and very thankful for that because I was really struggling with coming up with something. So it will be a form of this logo that I'm trying to put together to send out to the winners, and then they can use it. It will very specifically say, the plan is to have it very specifically say 2021 Locky Award winner. And then you can use that to engrave.
Cool, I'm looking forward to winning one of those next year.
Or just display wherever you want. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I really appreciate it. I apologize if this year did not go off as smoothly as I would have liked, but
welcome to my world.
It's always fun. I really enjoy this part of the year when I get to do this. It is work, but it really is fun. And I get to see stuff that I didn't necessarily catch throughout the year. When people nominate videos, I get to see all those. So I really enjoy doing this. So thank you everyone for nominating, for voting, and for showing up for the live stream.
I think that's the fastest I've ever.
I really appreciate it.
There's like literally.
And that's it for this year's Locky Awards. I'm gonna jump off, and I've got to finish prepping and do the podcast for this week. I will include the list of winners in the podcast for those who didn't attend the live stream to get a quick overview of who won. And yeah, some other stuff. Thank you, everyone. And have a good one.
I'm better opening that than I usually am. So, now that we have all that done, let's mute this. And yeah, that was the, oh boy, my head's big. Let me push this back a bit. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall over. That was the Locky Awards. We're actually going to make it on time for slightly before 11. So yeah, last instant reward, by the way, you go to get.instant.com, you take the wallet, you type in that code or scan the little QR code on there, you get some Instant, a type of legitimate cryptocurrency that you can exchange for literally any other cryptocurrency, and that's also fiat money. So it's basically a way for us to give you guys, to pay you guys to watch us. You know, it's the only way people will get views. But yeah, that was the Locky Awards. Again, I literally did not hear this until like the end of February. Like, I think when I went to the website and I looked at I found out 2 days ago was the end of voting. Never mind that the nominations started all the way back in January. No, thank you for tuning in and watch this. I do, obviously I do this for myself because I'm constantly tinkering with all of this crap anyhow. But it's always great to hear from chat, and even when people again are lurking, I see their names in there. I know that they're learning stuff, and hopefully they have all their clothes on and their hands not in places that they shouldn't be while watching me, even though I wouldn't mind that, because as long as I don't know about it, it's fine for me, although it does keep me up at night. But no, thank you all for tuning in and watching. And speaking of which I will actually move all this so I can do this properly and do this one last time. If you like what you saw today from Master of Unlocking and you want to check us out for future streams, or you want to, and I'm actually going to do this, so the Locky Awards, I'm going to share their URL. If you are interested in some of the other content stuff that we put on and things like that, you can follow us. It's always great when you do it live because, we see your follow, and then I cheer you on and stuff. But you can follow us completely for free, like, share, subscribe on Twitch, Live, or YouTube. And another instant reward, really fast. That was really fucking fast. Holy shit. Yeah, you can follow us on Twitch, Live, or YouTube. That's our main stuff. We also just got our PeerTube back working. We have a Facebook group. You can be super elite and watch us completely anonymous through YouTube on tour. There's a way to actually do that where you don't have to sign up for an account. You can be completely anonymous and just Kilroy watch us. If you are interested in the gentleman who runs the Locky Awards, in addition to putting his URL here, I'm going to let's do this. This is the unsexy part, the Lock Sportcast. Here's the link to the YouTube page for their the Lock Sportcast, which is a podcast. Half the stuff's in video form, and I think some of it is also just an audio. Really cool show. Got introduced to it through the Locky Awards. The fuck is that? So I hope you check them out, because I'll be checking them out, and I'm just going to put that out there again that I will definitely cover the awards next year. I'm going to enter next year and hope I win something. Vote for me. But if you ever want me on the Lock Sportcast, as long as it doesn't conflict with my work schedule, obviously, I am totally down for that. I don't know what topic you cover. Maybe like, I mean, I've also taught locks at a lot of places that are kind of unusual, at like video game conventions and stuff. So I could maybe I could talk about like how people teach it, because that's kind of my focus. Is I'm already a lot of the locks that you see here. That's my half completed kit on how to teach stuff, and I can teach any sort of pin tumbler stuff. I have disc detainer stuff that I also teach, tubular locks, and I'm adding a lot more. So just me endlessly making fart jokes and mocking the show. I'm glad you found entertainment in it. I am so sorry, but yeah, I would love to be on Lock Sportcast. I'm always here to help and promote the community. But yeah, if you do like us, as the instant rewards keep piling on, you can follow us, like, share, subscribe on Twitch, Live, YouTube. Definitely check out the Lock Sportcast, which is at youtube.com/c/the Lock Sportscast. Spelled sport and cast, like broadcast, but with sports and then locks. That's the end of our episode for Master of Unlocking. We normally do this show every third Friday of the month. Sorry, third Friday. Our meetings are every third Friday of the month, so that will be on April 15th on tax day. The Master of Unlocking takes place every first and third Sunday of the month. So the next two episodes is going to be April 3rd and April 17th. And I can tell you right now that the April 3rd episode, based on all the stuff that I got in the mail so far and sorting through it, I'm going to be doing something I've been wanting to do ever since this show started 2 years ago in May. 2 years ago. So 2020 in May is when we started the show. Is we are finally, after 8 million years, are going to learn, and I'm going to teach you all the stuff that I know about dimple locks. Yes, I know Lock Noob has covered that a lot. As we're going to cover, dimple locks are kind of, unless you count Master T locks, they're more common in Europe in particular, and everywhere outside the US than the US. But you know, it's going to be part of my teaching kit. It's something I learned. I don't know if I'm going to have a proper, like, real dimple lock, because my methodology is I have I have a see-through or cutaway version of the thing I'm teaching, the tools that will pick or bypass that, and then rake. And then finally, I have one or two, maybe even more, real-world locks that use that format. One is always a practice one that's supposed to be on the easy side, and then I usually have at least one that's of moderate challenge. So that's the whole thing right there. Now, I feel your work schedules, because mine's is kind of consistent. In fact, my thing is that because it's a government job, when you work corporate jobs, you're like, can they stop calling me in? It's like, it's my wife's giving birth. Why are they calling me in? When you have a government job, it's like, oh man, why do we have like 3 weeks off for no reason? Like, I want to work more. That's kind of how I feel about that. Let's see, we can talk. My script calms down. Yeah, no, I know that exact feeling. That's why what I'll do is in the next couple of days, maybe even tomorrow, worst comes to worst, probably on Tuesday, because I have way more time on Tuesday, I will send a message out just to get in touch, and we'll talk more about that. That'll be really neat. But that was our show. So our next episode on April 3rd, we're going to learn all about dimple locks. For the next couple of days, I'm going to be teaching myself, because I know it in theory, but I have not done it physically yet. That's what she said. But I am going to show you everything that I know, and we're going to go through how dimple locks work, and, you know, to quote, because it's April, Passover. And I actually just realized the second episode of the of Master of Unlocking actually takes place on Passover too, so that's even funnier. Maybe we'll do a themed one for that. Who knows? But it's like, what does this night have to do? Is different from all the other nights? What makes the Dimple lock different from all the other locks? That sort of thing. So yeah, I will see you all April 23rd for April 23rd. That's my birthday. To dox myself. I will see you all on April 3rd for the next episode where we are going to go into and learn about dimple locks. If you want to see me sooner, we might be doing a special episode in the next couple of days, but you will definitely see me on my other show, Crypto Barons, which is about blockchain and cryptocurrency technologies, this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be on the 26th. Later today to tomorrow, I'm actually going to put a poll up because there's so many topics I could cover. I need to know what order. So on our social media like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, we're actually going to put up a poll where you will be able to vote on Crypto Barons, what episode topics I'm going to cover. Lastly, if you want to know more about us and everything, even though it's down, it will be back up hopefully in the next couple of days as we continue to do updates on it. But just for kosher's sake, here's our website at dcg201.org. defcon201.org also works. Probably the best way to get in touch with us is to follow us currently on social media such as defcon201nj on Twitter or defcon201 on Instagram, the hostducks.social instance, Mastodon, GitHub, and the rest of them. If you also want to see the other live streams, including past episodes on YouTube and now PeerTube, I just posted a link tree that has all of that stuff in. And even though we really should be using it more, and I'm trying to get it more involved, we particularly use this during the CTF. If you want to get in touch with us until we set up our new IRC in the next 4 weeks, here's a link to our Discord where you can enter in. So anyhow, again, that's it for our show. If you are on Twitch, stay tuned. We're going to raid some other channel. We're going to end right at 11. I don't know what channel that's going to be. I'm just going to look and find one, but stay tuned for the next max 3 or 5 minutes, depending on how slow my computer is. You're going to listen to some cool outro music. If you're on Twitch, you're going to go to another channel. For everyone else, that's it for our show. Hack the planet. Dirty Jersey represents. And remember, always know, because I make this mistake too, what order your videos are queuing up in. Because you don't want to be like us or Locky Awards where you forget and you accidentally air your home porno instead of what the next award goes at too. And yeah, Dark Arts, I totally would love you having a show where I'm trying to get the community more, but we have a ton of stuff to do on Master of Unlocking, and I'm so excited to teach Dimple Locks on our next episode on April 3rd, and I'm really stupid excited to share some of the, I've already hinted stuff on there. I'll give you a couple of hints right now. The Lockpickers United belt, we're going to go through. Last instant reward, finally. Third time's the charm. Going through the belt systems of Lockpickers United, recreating that lockpicking tool that is not there. Going through cruciform locks. Reviewing every single current known lock product that Lock Noob has made. And my favorite that will happen way sooner than you think, the mysterious episode that is just infamously known in my notes that the other DCG201 members look at in confusion as the IKEA episode. Peace, guys. Enjoy the music. Thank you for watching this. Definitely check out the Lock Sportscast. See you next episode, April 3rd. Say hi to whoever we rate on Twitch. Goodbye, all you key pins and driver pins. hang on a bit. We have a bit of lag here. We are going to raid in the next minute, so stay tuned if you're on Twitch.